This is the Big O Show. 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 This is
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hey, ready to rock and roll, baby, from beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. We're out here in the second floor poker room, having some fun. Sean Stanley, of course, by our side, and you all around the world. You get to join us right here on the program, which is a beautiful thing. Alarmo's here with us, ready to go. It's awesome. And I was just going back and forth with Lisa. She's out in Rochester, so all of you in that Rochester, Buffalo area, you know, our thoughts and prayers are with you, man. You guys are about to get a generational storm where over a foot of snow, 70-mile-an-hour winds. So it looks like the folks in that northern part of Buffalo, of New York, in the western part of New York, are going to face a rough one. Our friends in Northern California dealing with the effects of the earthquake the last 2 days, and they've got some of the power out. So our thoughts are with all of you out there, of course. Some of us are, going about our normal days, and some people in different parts of the country could be going through some rough stuff over the next couple of days, and some have already gone through some rough stuff, like our friends in Northern California. What is it? The Humboldt, I think it is Humboldt County, if I'm correct, where it happened in California. So if we have any listeners in that area, man, our thoughts and prayers are with you, of course, because that's the earthquakes are, God, right? Earthquakes and tornadoes, because you just don't know when they're going to strike. At least, with hurricanes, they suck too on all kinds of levels. Don't get me wrong, but damn, at least we know when it's coming. You get a chance to prepare. You kind of brace for it, and at least But wow, storm pops in, and you don't know if it has a tornado in it or not, and boom, and we had that actually go on also recently here. In South Florida, we had a couple tornadoes touch down. We had some, obviously, in the middle part of the country recently also. Several tornadoes touched down that obviously devastated some towns too. So tornadoes and those kind of things and earthquakes, man, those things are scary because you just don't see those things coming. But anyway, we are here for you, hopefully to keep your mind off of any of the bad stuff that's going on. I know the market is down a little bit. Bitcoin is, it's not really down. It's at 16.8. It's been around 16.8, 16.9. It really isn't down too much. Hasn't really moved that much. It's kind of been steady. And so, but I know the markets have been down. They're hurting a little bit there too. So I know for those of you that invest in the markets, that has not been good. The Dow is down 1% right now. NASDAQ down 3%. S&P down almost 2.5%. So yeah, not good right now with the markets. Tesla is down another 10%, dude. It's down to $124. Amazon's down 4.5%, down to $82. I got to tell you something, bro. It's almost like I'm starting to wonder, like, maybe I should start buying a little Tesla stock soon. That Tesla stock is, woo, that one's going to be good, man. I know he's got all these other issues, but yeah. So rough one right now with the market. So hang in there because I know it's not an easy time. The real estate market is also, I think it's gone down 7, 8, 9 weeks in a row or something like that. I forgot what it was when I was checking it out yesterday. So all of this is catching up, and I think that's exactly what the Feds want. As they raise the rates, things are going to get tougher, and more people are going to lose their jobs. And then is when they start to ease up on all of that, and then they'll start reprinting again, which is always genius. But anyway, so we got a lot of things to talk about, of course, and we thank all of you for tuning in. I see Steve Chapman was in, says, can't wait for Sunday's game. I'm with you. The only thing that sucks is we got to work on a Christmas day, bro. Although it's really more about them, not us, right? And isn't it like that for you in your house? Really, it's more about the kids and take care of the special one. And
yeah, no,
we always take a
but they're not
seat.
going anywhere because I'm not able to go anywhere. So we usually travel on Christmas Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we go to my sister's and everything else. We travel on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve we do it at our house. Christmas Day we travel.
I see. That sucks. That's not good. Let's see. What else do we have here? Lenny Pena says, good afternoon, Big O and Sean. Happy holidays to you guys and to everyone on the chat. Yeah, Dougie Fresh says, oh, what's your worst Xmas gift ever? My dad actually gave me a used Sports Illustrated binoculars that he got free for subscribing. They had a pleather case and were used and broken. Merry Xmas. Brett says, with DCA markets dropping is not a bad thing. Oh, no, I know. I'm with you. I don't know what's my worst gift. I got to think of the worst gift I ever got. I don't know, man. I'm kind of appreciative of anything that I've received, really, to be quite honest. But I haven't gotten anything like, wow, Doug, that was bad. You know what I mean? That's, that's like that sounds like the scene from Breakfast Club. You want a scene at the old Bender family? Here's a carton of cigarettes. Merry Christmas. Smoke up, Johnny. Or something.
Yeah, or the Pink Nightmare on Christmas Story.
Yeah, why not? Pretty bad, bro. Pretty bad. I don't know. Can you think
and that
of
was from Dad, though. That was from his dad. Like, I don't know.
It's bad. I'm trying to think of a really bad Christmas present. I don't have one. I don't really remember a present that I was like so disappointed. Oh, you know what? My mother-in-law years ago gave me some kind of a really shitty sweater. You know what I mean? Like, you played it off and all that. To this day, you play it off or whatever. I don't even think it's in my closet anymore because obviously I've been with my wife 30-something years already, so it's been a while. But yeah, years ago, like 30 years ago, she gave me like this really shitty sweater.
One that make you itch and everything else?
I never wore it. I never wore the bitch.
straight to the back of the closet.
Yeah, I told you, bro. I'll walk out of the damn movie theater, even with my wife, if I don't like the movie. And I'll just go sit in the car and say, "Nah, you can finish watching the movie. I'm out of here." So yeah, no, I never wore it. It was a really bad sweater. So I do remember that now. We were still, I think, boyfriend and girlfriend back in those days.
Oh,
Because my wife and I were like,
what was made out of back then?
yeah. It was.
You might have had a pleather sweater.
Yeah, it might have been like string, like yeah. It might have been some old fishing string she put together and
she knit it herself
and lint that was lying around, and she just.
Did your mother-in-law take a quilting class and everything else to make this for you?
No. You could tell she bought the shitty sweater. Yeah. Because my wife and I were like together 6.5 years before we got married, because we wanted to wait till we graduated from school and got our careers going and have some money. We didn't want to like get married and like, a lot of people get married and they, you realize after, wow, a house and bills and insurance and shit, that costs a lot of money and, that kind of stuff. So we wanted to get our jobs going, producing money. And then once we did, then we were able to get married. And then the rest is history. We're still married. I don't know why. I have no idea why that woman stays with me, but whatever, I'll take it. But yeah, I remember those years. I want to say it might have been the 4th or 5th or 6th year of being boyfriend girlfriend. She gave me a sweater that was really, really ugly, and I never wore it. And that's it. That's the one gift that I remember. It's kind of half-ass. And I always wonder if that was like a gift that she got, her son got, and he never wore it, or they gave it to the old man and he never wore it or something. I don't know. I always wonder about that.
Maybe someone gifted it to her and she's like, I don't want this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who to give it to.
Right. I always wonder if it was a re-gift or something. You know what I mean? I even told my wife, I go, you think I'm going to wear this shit? There's no way. And she goes, yeah, I didn't like it either, but I didn't have the heart to tell her. And then I said, well, don't worry about it. I'll make her feel good about it. So I think my wife lied to her one day, because she lies to her all the time. I mean, all the time. It's like,
I think she doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah. Oh no, she definitely doesn't listen to the show. But she lies all the time to her mom, because her mom is like overreacting about everything in the world. You know what I mean? One of those things. So she don't want to hear this shit. So, whatever. And I think she even told her, oh no, we went out, he wore your sweater today. Or that kind of stuff. So, because it was, one of those deals. But yeah. So.
Yeah, good thing though back then is their camera phones and all that stuff didn't exist, so it's not like you're like, oh, send me a picture then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that call came in after. That was after you arrived later at night. Oh no, yeah, and he wore a sweater that you gave him. That kind of stuff. So that was the worst gift. I do remember. Can you remember one now? After overtime?
No, I don't really.
Yeah, it's hard for me to. I don't remember a lot of bad Christmas presents.
Because like you said, I mean, I'm pretty appreciative of whatever, and then we kind of give the kids to pick out for each other the money, like
right.
Go, you pick out what you think we want, and
right.
Then, sometimes you get some crazy stuff, but nothing that I ever said, oh, it's a terrible gift.
I'm with you. Lisa says, afternoon, Finn's family, batting down the hatches for the big blizzard coming our way. Looking forward to the big Finns win on Sunday. Amen to that. NT Chewy says, Big O, not that the Pro Bowl matters, but interesting stat. Fan voting opened up in 95. No QB that has lead the league in both passer rating and fan vote not made the Pro Bowl. Tua is the first. Unreal bias. Well, I knew we were going to cross this bridge, so let's get into it a little bit. Here's the problem that it goes with all of this. This is Tua's first good year, right? First year that you're putting up serious stats. Okay, so then here's what I ask you. So are you putting him in front of Josh Allen? Are you putting him in front of Mahomes? And are you putting him in front of Joe Burrow? You can't. You can't. And that's where logic tells you that's why he didn't make it. Because you have 3 monsters in front of you. Yeah. See, that's with Mac Jones. But you're an alternate. And wasn't Mac Jones an alternate? And then he made it, right?
Basically, Tua's made the Pro Bowl because one of those three in front of him is probably going to be in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
If it's not Tua.
If it's not Tua.
Exactly. So
if it's not Tua. Right. Exactly. So let's not get all bent out of shape because the 3 guys that are in front of him are well deserving of it. You know what I mean? I get what, the whole stat about, fan voting and passer rating. I saw all of that, and he's the first one. But unfortunately, he's got 3 monsters in front of him. And you can't do anything about that. I'm not dissing Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow, guys. I'm not. It just doesn't make any sense. And I understand all of that, but you got to go with what's and in this Pro Bowl stuff, if you've already earned the honor, you stay there. Mahomes has been here for a few years. Burrow went to the Super Bowl last year. And his team is playing really well. What are you going to do, take him out? And Josh Allen, well, his team leads the division. They just beat the Dolphins. And the reason why they beat the Dolphins? Because of Josh Allen. So as much as I love Tua and back up Tua more than anybody else out there, especially in the media, I can understand this voting. It sucks. But let's not be ignorant about this either. You know what I mean? Let's not go, oh, no, we got to, we got to go and crap on Joe Burrow or crap on Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen to try to get, Tua in there. Tua needs to finish really strong now, get into the playoffs, win in the playoffs would be really good. And then all of a sudden you start changing all those things. In fact, he even said it on Wednesday himself, how all the narratives, how all the narratives are gone and all that. He's well aware of all of this. As I've been telling you guys, he listens. That's why I kept telling you why he plays crazy and why he throws his body all over the place, because he hears everything from everybody else that he can't do this and he can't do that. And then he wants to go out and prove that he, even to the detriment of his health, he will try to do whatever he has to do to prove to people that he can do it. You know what I mean? So this is great now. This is the best thing for Tua. Best thing for the Dolphins. And that's how you have to spin this whole thing. It's not about shitting on Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Those guys deserve their praise, man. They're really freaking good, man. They're awesome quarterbacks. And I think Tua's fantastic. I think he's going to be awesome, and I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback here for a long time, and I believe he will be raising a Lombardi trophy for the Dolphins. But this is his first year onto the scene. And this is what happens on your first year onto the scene. You don't get the automatic bid. Next year, you kick ass. Then you will be in that mix, and one of those 3 might get disappointed because Tua might leapfrog one of them. But it's going to be a stiff competition. Do you know what it reminds me of? Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas used to have all kinds of great years, and then in front of him, oh my God, it was Junior Seau. It was, Derek Brooks was in the other league. Huh? Well, Derek Thomas might be at the beginning of Zach's career, might have been, but no, you start looking at it. Then you have Darryl Talley, you have some of the Bills guys, you had some of the Steeler guys, okay? You had Ray Lewis, okay? You had I'm wait a minute, I'm not done. There's like several guys that he had to deal with, and he wouldn't get the nod, and Dolphin fans would be frustrated. But it wasn't Zach's fault. It wasn't the voters' fault, and it wasn't like the players in front of him didn't deserve it. there were just so many good linebackers in those days that it wasn't even Zach's fault. And that's why he isn't in the Hall of Fame right now, because his era was full. NFC and AFC was full of linebackers all over the place. And so it created issues. It was, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, the Buffalo linebackers might have been gone by then. Yeah. Maybe at the beginning of his career in the mid 90s to late 90s, they might have still been around. But overall, there was a whole bunch of them that you start to look around and think about it, and you're like, holy crap, this is why this guy isn't making it all the time, because he's got to compete against a whole bunch of other linebackers during that era. And that was the problem for Zach, and that's going to be a problem for Tua Tagovailoa because he's dealing with some other really special quarterbacks. And I'm not going to sit here and slam Josh Allen and slam Mahomes and slam, Joe Burrow when they deserve to go to the Pro Bowl. Okay? And I hate to say it, they've had more success than Tua Tagovailoa. The Bengals are working on another playoff appearance. So are the Bills, and so is Mahomes. In fact, don't they all lead their divisions? Bengals, Bills, and KC. Well, let's not get ignorant about this, okay? Let's not get blinded by all of this. Do you want to see Tua in the Pro Bowl? Of course. Do you think he deserves it? Of course. But unfortunately, there's a logjam right now. And that's the reality of it. Now, let's go to the flip side of this whole thing with the Pro Bowl. Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard doesn't deserve to be in the Pro Bowl at all. Xavier Howard right now deserves to play in the toilet bowl, not the Pro Bowl. But Xavier Howard is making it solely on what? Reputation. Because he's been one of the best corners in the league for several years now. And that kind of, you get that pass that even though you're not playing well, everybody knows, well, he's a great player, just may not be having the season. So you get the benefit of the doubt. It's the weirdest way that they vote. You usually get onto the Pro Bowl a year later than you deserve, because usually when you get onto the Pro Bowl, you had a Pro Bowl-like year the year before, but it was your first year, and they rarely ever give you that chance unless it's so special that they've got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So more often than not, that's what happens. And, a lot of people are talking about Christian Wilkins. You know that Javon Hagman, I think is the guy's name, the guy from the defensive tackle for the Eagles. That guy has 10 sacks from the defensive tackle position. Now, it's his first year doing this kind of stuff. Jordan, no, is it Hardgraves? Is it? They're a defensive tackle now. Now I'm brain farting. But the man has 10 sacks from that spot. And he didn't make the Pro Bowl. But next year, if he does it again, he's in. That's kind of the way it is. And you'll see older players at the back end of their careers still make the Pro Bowl when they're really not having a Pro Bowl year. So it's almost like they make up for the year at the back end that you didn't get on the front end. And that's kind of what the NFL does with their voting and all of that. So, I mean, you guys can take it however you want it, but it's actually a joke that X is in the Pro Bowl. Javon Hardgraves. That's it. Javon Hardgraves. South Carolina State. Yeah. South Carolina State. And you've got 10 sacks from the defensive tackle position and you don't make the Pro Bowl. It's a crime. But next year, the kid from South Carolina State kicks ass again. I guarantee you he's in the Pro Bowl. That's just the way it goes. So it's not just a Christian Wilkins thing. It's not just a Hargraves thing. It's not just a Tua thing. This is normal in this process. Now, what's not normal and what's not fair is if they're putting people in front of you like X that don't deserve it. To me, that is probably more the issue than anything else, is X, making it when, my God, he has played terrible. And then there's got to be a young corner out there that deserves to be in the Pro Bowl over X. But X is making it purely on reputation. So Dolphin fans, we can complain about Tua, we can complain about Christian Wilkins, but there's a reason. And now, are you complaining about X just as the same kind of passion? You know what I mean? Although I have seen a lot of Dolphin fans going, wow, X made it? That's bad. That's not good. So it's just weird. But that's how this system is. It's not, it's kind of screwed up. Brady is an alternate. The PB has become a real joke. It used to mean something, but not anymore. I don't know if the Pro Bowl meant anything, dude. I don't know. I haven't watched the game and make money and go vacation.
Just made an incentive and take your family on a vacation. Right. I mean, that's pretty
Hawaii
much
or Vegas. Yeah. That's all it is. Do you know if making the Pro Bowl is a bonus for players in their Yeah, no, definitely. Tua would have made an extra $6 million in his 2024 salary. He would have gone from $22 to $28 million or something like that.
Is that what they call the kicker?
Yes.
Because it kicks in next year or whatever. They
get
something this year and then they boom into their next year.
Teron Armstead got several $100,000. I want to say $600,000, $800,000. He got. Yeah, guys have incentive clauses in their contracts. So if they make the Pro Bowl or they're all pro, they will get some kind of a bonus. Or if their team gets to the Super Bowl, they will get a bonus too. These are things that are, I'm sure Teron Armstead has extra bonuses if the team gets to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. I'm sure, or win it. I'm sure they have extra bonuses for all of that. I've never cared about the Pro Bowl, never watched the game. Besides, it's just a popularity contest to me. Give me playoffs and keep your Pro Bowl accolades. I'm with you there. All Pro is the one that you look forward to. Big O, can I get YouTube TV for my Sunday ticket cheaper than I paid when I paid with DirecTV? Well, Brian, and for those of you that don't know, when sports and business collide, we like doing something called the KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. All right. So the announcement is in. We told you about it, that the NFL and YouTube were pretty much nearing a deal. It is official, a 7-year contract worth $2.5 billion a year. ESPN, Apple, and Amazon all were competing with YouTube, all dropped out at different times. ESPN dropped out really early in this battle. Apple recently dropped out. It was left with Amazon and YouTube. YouTube obviously ended up winning it all. I'm a YouTube subscriber myself. And so now I want you to know what's going to end up happening here. It's going to be an add-on package to your YouTube subscription. So you can actually, if you watch YouTube, then you can add the NFL ticket for whatever price they're going to charge, which I have no idea because I don't work for the company. Or even if you don't have YouTube, a standalone a la carte program also for you on the platform. So you don't have to purchase YouTube subscription. If you're not interested in YouTube and you want to stay with whatever you watch, Fubo, Prime, cable, DirecTV, whatever it is that you do, you can keep all of that. And you want to get your NFL ticket, you're just going to have to go to YouTube and subscribe for the NFL ticket and pay for it a la carte. So it's up to you. You can add it to your current YouTube subscription. That's probably what I'll do. Or you can then, if you don't have YouTube and you don't want YouTube, which I think they do a really good job overall, by the way. Not for nothing. They don't pay to be a sponsor here, but YouTube, listen, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of our show, hey, man, I'm a customer too. So, So YouTube TV is now in $2.5 billion a year. So it will not be part of your YouTube package, and then they're going to, bump the price up. They're not going to do that. That's what Apple does. They add their stuff, and then maybe they'll bump it, and that's it, and it's not an extra, and it's just part of your Apple package. I think this is really smart on YouTube's part, because there's going to be a lot of people that they may not be interested in the YouTube programming, right? It may not satisfy them overall, but they do want the NFL ticket. At least they will have that option of just ordering the NFL ticket, and that's it. I actually don't even have the NFL ticket this year. You know what? Now that I think about it, I have not had the NFL ticket in the last 2 years because YouTube has the Red Zone. And then because you and I work every Sunday, I don't really get to enjoy the Red Zone. So why would I? I mean, the
yeah, that's what I use on the Comcast.
So
the Red Zone.
Right? Why would I pay for a package that I can't enjoy because I'm working every Dolphins game?
Yeah, but the ticket though, you could tune in to games that are out of market, right?
Right, exactly.
It's not like the Red Zone where you just get
right.
You get
You literally can watch any game you want.
Yeah, I've never even really.
I've had it in the
past.
past.
My friends have had it and things like that, but I've never had that.
I've had it in the past, but it's like it's useless for me because I only get it on the bye week when I'll be able to get it to enjoy it.
Yeah, and my thing is most of the time I get the Dolphins games regardless.
Right.
I don't really have another team that I.
Right. No.
It's not like they take the Dolphins away from us.
Yeah. But because of what we do,
where my dad is now, he's in Naples. They don't. They give him Tampa. Tampa's like their their home.
Well, he has to buy the ticket then.
Yeah, no. If he wants the Dolphins,
he has to buy the ticket.
Because right now, what he does is I DVR it and then he'll watch it later.
Oh, okay, okay.
He knows what happened. He just watches it later.
So. Right. That is awesome.
Yeah, and actually, I don't even know if he gets some of the NFL games over there because the way they do their programming, it's not like Fox. It's not all that stuff. It's got like Wink TV and all that stuff, and doesn't even get all the games.
Wow. Yeah. You're going to have to get that man a Fire Stick. So you're going to have to get him. That is your KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right. Interesting stuff with YouTube getting that. God. Ah, man, that is good.
That's a lot of money for YouTube. I mean, $2.5 billion a year?
Yeah, well, because the problem with these platforms now, right, is you need content.
Not true.
And so you got to go buy the content and load it up, right? And so Amazon, Apple, and YouTube now, and this is the worst thing that happened to television and satellites and all that, because all of a sudden now they have lost their juice, because now some of the exclusive programming and let me tell you something, eventually they're going to lose Monday Night Football and Sunday Night Football and Thursday Night Football. And
they already lost Thursday Night Football.
Right, they already lost Thursday, but eventually they will lose those too. Well, because if they don't spend the money to keep that programming, the most popular programming that's out there is NFL football, dude.
Yeah, but I almost feel like that's why ESPN was like, you know what, I'm not going to do the ticket. I'll save up that money and make sure we keep either Monday Night Football or even try for Sunday Night Football when that comes available.
Right.
Pick and choose your battle of which one you want to have, and give that to whoever, and we'll just stay in with.
That's a coup for YouTube, man.
It is.
They already had the Red Zone. Yeah. So they already made inroads with the NFL by getting the red zone. And that was for me, like when YouTube added the red zone 2 years ago, I was like, wow, this is awesome. You know, I hated that they lost Fox Sports Florida and all that.
The only thing I didn't like about Red Zone is if the Dolphins were on, I would get the highlight of what happened with the Dolphins before the game that I was watching on the TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It would show me before.
So that's how delayed it was?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. By the way, the program is proudly brought to you by Welton Rayom, the law office here in South Florida that will fight for you, man. And I know because I experienced it. We had Progressive Insurance. And, you know, Progressive will never become a sponsor of our program because I've been talking about this all the time. But I'm sorry, I have to, you know, they were trying to stifle us, like pretty much any insurance company. So if you got, you know, homeowner property damage like we had, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Listen, if you have any kind of accidents like this, personal injury, homeowner, condo damage, water damage, storm damage, before you call the insurance company, call Welton Rayom in Hollywood. If you live in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach counties, folks, you can call them for a free consultation at 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646 for the Welton and Rayom law offices. And tell them that Big O sent you. Listen, I've told you the story before. My wife, I told her, let me call the lawyers. No, I can handle this. You know how it is when you're married, right? Okay, honey, you know, you got to pick and choose your battles like Sean just said, right? That's a battle that I said, you know what? I'm going to win this war later on. So let me make her mistake. Sure enough, she called the Progressive, and they were completely giving her the runaround and lowballing and everything. And I said, enough. The last call you make. Don't make another call. I'm calling the lawyers now. And then she couldn't do anything at that point, right? She wasn't going to argue with me because she saw she wasn't getting anywhere, right? And so we got Welton Rayom. They brought in their own adjuster right away to assess the whole situation, how much it's going to cost. And Progressive was offering us 1/5 of what we ended up getting thanks to Jeff and Dan. So call Jeffrey Welt, Daniel Rayom. These guys are awesome. By the way, Daniel Rayom flies a stunt plane. So if you're into that, you can talk to him about that. Jeff Welt, big-time rocker. He and I talk a lot of music. Great guys. South Florida staples. They've been here forever. And they got their law office in Hollywood, and they will fight for you. Trust me when I tell you. They kicked Progressive's ass so badly. The guy that was dealing with them got his ass so handed to him, they fired him. Okay? These guys bring the insurance companies to their knees all the time. In fact, they had a litigation recently with like 200 plaintiffs, and they won. They won for like 200 people. It's crazy stuff. Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646. I promise you, if you live anywhere in South Florida, these are the guys you want to call. They are absolutely kick ass. All right? Car, home damage, condo damage, they've got the adjusters. Welt and Rayom. All right. If you want to get in on the Welton Rayom text line, that's 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Yes, sir. What do you got for me, Sean?
So, do you know how much money the ESPN's making just off the new deal they've got right there with YouTube and with what ESPN is paying now when the extension goes into effect?
No.
ESPN's paying $2.7 billion per year for Monday Night Football for the next 11 years.
That's just, and that's not 7, 11, and that's for one game, and they get 13.
They get the whole thing.
13,
that's what,
14,
2.5 billion?
Yeah.
So just on that alone right now, they're at...
It's a bargain.
What? No, but I'm just thinking, like, if you start adding the money that they're bringing in, just on streaming, because what did Amazon pay for Thursday Night Football?
Oh, I forgot. You'd have to look it up, but it's a lot of money. Also, it's the same thing. It's a ridiculous.
I mean, you're looking at
amount of money.
almost.
And by the way, they get really shitty games.
What 2.7, 2.5? That's 6.2.
Amazon got ripped off.
Even if Amazon is paying $1 or $2 billion just on streaming games, they're at $8 billion.
Yeah. Amazon didn't raise their Prime after that. Prime stayed the same. I love Prime. Prime for me is the best deal that's out there for platforms because of everything else that comes with it. You got the music and you got the movies. You got channels, by the way. And let me tell you there's this one channel. Huh? How much? $1 billion?
Around $1 billion for the next 11 years.
Per year for the Thursday night?
Yeah. So that's a Thursday night game, the Monday night game. And then you still got Sunday night, which I guess will be probably, I don't know, did anybody extend that yet? Did they extend that? I need to check and see when that's up. But right now you're looking at 11 years on the Thursday night football game.
Mm-hmm.
11 years with the Monday night game. That extension starts this year. And then the YouTube rights were for 5 years?
I'm not
or
sure.
7 years. I'm sorry.
I think
what you just said.
7 years.
7 years. So
yeah. Yeah, they're making a little cash. Okay. By the way, there's this channel, and I'm trying to bring it up now. It's called like something Pix, Pix on Amazon. Huh? What's it called? No, it's something Pix. No, it's not Epic. Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's another channel that they have on Amazon, and you can try it for 7 days. And I would suggest you try it, especially if you're an older person, because they've got like a lot of movies that are like under the radar movies that you might have forgotten about and people don't know about. And it'll trip you out, man, because I've been watching some of those movies on it. So it's pretty cool. They had, huh? Yeah, I think it's called Screen Piss. Is it a black and white logo? Let me see it. Yeah, with Christine and yes, that's it. Screen Pics. Yeah, Christine. They got like all these classic movies that you would remember, right? And you're like, wow, okay. And a lot of these movie services, Netflix and Hulu, and they don't really go like deep into the catalogs of different actors and actresses. And that one does. And I think it's like $2.99 a month. And so I did it for 7 days. I watched this classic comedy. It has its moments. It's not that good. It's called Up That Creek. And it's just funny. But I mean, there's all kinds of movies. They've got like every species, if you like those species movies. I mean, just all kinds of stuff that would blow you away, and movies that you're like, wow, I forgot about this movie. I forgot about that movie. And it might, it might be one of those that might be interesting for a couple of months to delve into and then get the hell out. I doubt it's something that you keep permanently, but it might be something you want to explore for a couple of months and see a couple of movies that you haven't seen in a while. You're scrolling through it right now. Yeah. What do you see? Read, because I see. I'm not.
The Night Before, Super Bad, Proposal, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Talladega Nights.
Those are newer. They got older stuff than that.
I'm going down.
That's the stuff that's newer.
Yeah,
but
Home Alone.
They have stuff that you'll like.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
It's just right. It's just stuff that it would blow you away.
It's everything though.
No. They got the newer stuff too, but they delve into classics that you just don't.
See if I can just scroll for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if
everything is just. All the movies of course, come up first.
Yeah, exactly. The more popular ones are going to come up first, but just rarities. It's actually a pretty cool little channel on Amazon. So, long story short, by the way, that's my point. That even Amazon is adding other channels. They're adding live programming, or not adding. They have live programming on their channels. Like you can channel surf. They have a couple channels that are live on Amazon. So they've got all kinds of movies, music. You can order stuff. You can get obviously free shipping, which I do it all the time. I mean, really, I think the Amazon thing is like the best deal that there is out there. And that's the problem now that Amazon, Apple, and YouTube and all these platforms now that they've realized that, okay, well, we've got to come up with more programming. So they're coming up with original programming, sports programming, more live programming, and then all kinds of movies and music and all. I mean, that's kind of what it is. For me, again, Amazon Prime is probably the best deal out there by miles because of all the different things that you get from their service. Mangala Raj says, I can no longer drive. I had a brain seizure and the government took my driver's license away. Damn. Sorry about that. What's that? Oh, we got a super chat. I'm sorry. Let me see. Leon Fresco, thank you, sir. Finn should try Van Ginkel at middle linebacker. Desperation. First of all, he's got to be, fitting that. I don't know if that's Van Ginkel's game, playing middle linebacker. It's probably why they haven't tried it. True Finn fan, thank you also for the love on the super chat. Tua is the fourth best QB in the AFC. I ain't mad. Right? Exactly. That's the perfect attitude right now. It's not his fault, and we cannot be petty and start trying to go after the other three guys who deserve to be there. That's just not fair. Now what Tua has to do, I already told you, just kick ass, man, the rest of the way. Get into the playoffs. Make more noise than those three guys in the playoffs. Next year, make more noise than some of those three guys. And then maybe you can bump one of them. And then we can have that discussion because Tua is now doing it 2 years in a row and he had success against this guy in the playoffs and all. Like if he beats Josh Allen in the playoffs and then comes back next year and is either leading the division or tied with them, you can then start to make that argument. Okay, well, Tua belongs there in the Pro Bowl with Josh Allen, with Mahomes, with Burrow. Well, somebody's got to drop. Somebody's got to be the alternate. And maybe it might be the guy that has the worst season out of the four instead. They might all be having pretty decent seasons, but one of them may be the lesser one. They say, well, we got to go with the three guys having the better season now. Those kind of things. Well, because Tua's beating them too, and I think that's very, very, very important. You lost to the Bengals too, unfortunately, because Tua went out for that second half. Sucks.
I was going to ask you, when do the players vote? Is that the same time the fans are voting? The players are doing that as well?
I don't know exactly, but it's same time while the fans are voting, they collect the votes from the coaches and the players. Because that's how it is. It's coaches, players, and fans.
How would have been the last three games figured into that? At least the two.
I don't know.
For Tua, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because not looking at.
Great question.
Somebody in the chat had seen that, and I can't find it. I was scrolling up down trying to find the question now, but somebody was wondering how much the last three games, or technically two ones.
It doesn't matter because the other three guys deserve to be there, man.
Oh, no, definitely. You know
what I mean? So it doesn't matter.
But is one of them knocked out? If he's still playing the way he was playing,
right?
And he's way up there. I mean, can you at that point then be like,
this is the first year he has to establish it?
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, that's what he's doing now. He's establishing it. You know what I mean? So that's really what it's all about. Okay. All right. Sorry, just getting a text there. All right. Anyway, so we got that going on. We will have Marcel just a little after 4, I guess. It'll be late, and we'll get him here. Craig said to go, what do you think that YouTube is getting? Well, we already talked about that, my man. You can rewind a little bit. We just kind of went into it and talked all about it. Big O, do you have any signed Cater Kahoot items? Only asking because one of my wife's family members did a signing with him, picking up my signed jersey and picture him with a lightsaber. That's awesome. That's awesome. No, I don't have anything signed by Cater. I have a beautiful poster from the Dark Room collection there, and that's it. That's the only thing I have. Amazon Prime also includes free shipping. Yes, I know that's. I said that. I use it all the time. Definitely, it's awesome. Just realized Amazon could allow customers to buy products that they see on a show on the spot, like a character using Roomba, for example, form of product placement. Yep. And by the way, I have 3 of those in the house. Okay? And they are awesome. Okay. You never have to sweep if you have one of those. Ever. Just hit it every day. And the area where our dogs are at, we do it twice a day. And that thing gets full of hair, bro. Okay? Those things are the bomb. The bomb. Big O, would you like one? Yeah, hell yeah. Of course I would. What kind of a question is that?
I'll take the jersey.
Yeah, take the jersey. Yeah, no, man, that's very nice of you. Yes, we would love one, Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. Let's see, what else do we have here on it? Big O, what's the Xmas tradition at the house? You know, now that my daughter grew up, there's no real, we didn't even dress up the house at all. We haven't dressed up the house in the last couple of years, actually. Pre-pandemic, we haven't done it since before the pandemic. We got to get back to dressing up the house, man. That's the sad part. We did not do that this year, and especially with the kick-ass landscaping from Cutter's Edge Pro, that would have been awesome. Next year, when everything's like, you know, trees are been out for over a year and fully grown and all that, we're going to go all out next year.
You got the decorative lights back there, right? Because you can change the colors. Or no?
On the front yard.
Right? On the front yard.
Yeah, backyard is, you know, it's white. It's white lights. It looks great.
Yeah.
But the front yard, yeah, we can change the colors. Yep. So we will change it
it's built in.
Yeah, exactly. It's built in for that. But we will add a little more lights and stuff like that next year. Nico says, and thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, I hope Tua uses this as fuel for improvement. My son got looked over for the All-Star team last year and came back better next season and was a top 3 player. Yeah, that's it. Chuck is asking, what am I getting the wife? Well, see, just in case she does listen to the show, I can't do those kind of things. You know, so I can't give away what I might do for the wife. You know? That I can't do. The good thing is I don't have to go all out this year. So that's the beauty. You know, we'll do a solid present this year. But I got to say for next year. Next year, brother, it's the 30th wedding anniversary. So, you know, the Christmas, the Valentine's, the New Year, the anniversary this year, the next 3 that are going to hit me, because that's what I hate about this time of the year, right? 1, I get hit with Christmas. Then February 4th, I get hit with her birthday. February 14th, I get hit with Valentine's Day. And March 18th, I get hit with the anniversary. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, think about that. From the 25th of December to March 18th, it's like there's a lot of spending there, bro. There's like all 4 of them are bunched up right there in less than 3 months, right? Yeah, it's literally less than 3 months. I have all 4 of those. That's an ass kicker, bro. Absolute ass kicker. So I gotta coast here in these 4. She knows it. I told her, hey, you know, I'm kind of coasting here. I got a plan for next year. You know, and I'm coasting through your Christmas next year. I'm coasting through your birthday. I'm coasting through Valentine's Day. You'll get your present, but it ain't gonna be anything that special because I got the 30th wedding anniversary next year, and that's a bitch. That is a bitch because I gotta now plan and save up and do all that stuff because that's what working stiffs like us do. You got to plan ahead, put a little down payment and pay little by little and all that kind of stuff. We don't have the big right now, that's not the case. So we got to plan for that. So it's not going to be anything out of this world for the next couple gifts there. That I can say. Breaking news: Sam Bankman-Fried will be released. Yes, I know. On $250 million plus, be allowed to live with his mom and dad. They pulled his passport. He's got. I think he'll have that ankle bracelet, and then he can eat his vegan meals. The question I have is how has his parents not been indicted yet? His parents apparently are as dirty as he is. They were part of the whole scam. He bought them houses and everything, and she apparently was helping out in the business and all that kind of stuff. So I'm wondering what's up with the parents. Why are they going under the radar here? So yeah. Big O researching the Ledger Nano S Plus wallet, looking to get it. Your thoughts? That's fine with me. I have no problem with the Ledger. I use a Trezor personally. I like using Exodus and Trezor. Exodus is also like a warm wallet, not necessarily cold. Okay, I mean, but it's not a hot wallet. It's okay. You get your 12 keys, and you can purchase crypto, and you can stake there also. But at the same time, it connects with Trezor, your cold wallet, so you can keep it all on your cold wallet and yet stake it through Trezor. And so that's the thing. So if, like, let's say you have Cardano, you can get 4.91% staking on Cardano. If you have Algorand, it's almost like 7.5%. VeChain, it's like 1%. They have staking for some coins, not all. But at the same time, while you have it in your cold wallet, you can then still connect with Trezor. I mean, with Exodus, and do all of that. So while you wait, like if you order a Trezor wallet, while you wait for your Trezor wallet, you can actually move everything to Exodus. You have your 12 keys, so it's you control it, your keys, your crypto, and then you can connect it to your Trezor wallet and then stash it there and sync it all. So just a thought out there if you want to do that. Now SBF will have all the vegan food he wants. Yes. Yeah, he figured out the Bahamian jail wasn't a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll accept extradition. Yeah. Yeah, although they're putting him in the same jail that this guy hung himself. The scumbag that was with young girls and all that. What's his name? That guy hung himself.
Down here in Palm Beach.
Yeah, he is from Palm Beach, I think. Yes. What do you got to say there? You got your mic open.
Well, no, I was going to ask you, did you see the viral video that went around about the Patriots fan and the Raiders fan?
Oh, yeah, with the woman going crazy at the guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it. Really, the guy kept his composure.
Yeah, Robert Kraft.
Right?
Bringing him to Gillette Stadium for a Patriots game.
There you go.
I'm trying to get the whole story up right now, but he has invited him because that was apparently.
I felt so bad.
That was his first game. That was the first time he's ever went to an NFL game.
I felt so bad for the man.
I've honestly, I haven't even listened to it in with audio. Have not.
Like I felt so bad for the guy because like his wife or girlfriend or whatever is acting like a complete horse's ass, and he knows it, and he's trying to calm her down and all that, and it's like. Because you know how it is. You're in that position. It's like you're the one that's going to end up fighting, not her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're going to be
like,
expected to
you're right. You're the one that's going to have to, deal with the consequences, And it's like, wow, that woman, my God, I'd dump her ass right after that.
It's just crazy how people just at sporting events just fall apart.
Yeah.
Or at events in general.
Or if you can't handle your liquor, bro, why are you drinking? Why are you drinking?
We show the videos all the time with all the people fighting, right?
Yeah,
it's California, right?
All the time. California, yeah.
It's Vegas this time.
Yeah, exactly. They probably came from California. to go watch the game.
And then also Xavier Howard said he was surprised by his Pro Bowl nod because his play's only been okay up to his not up to his standards.
Yeah, no, he's been terrible. By his standards?
And that's from Marcel.
Yeah. By his standards, he's been absolutely horrible. You know, EJD Construction, by the way, we love Eric. Great people, great sponsor. 305-433-4843. We've been telling you about EJD Construction for many years now, folks. Fully insured, liability, workers' comp, you name it, quality work, affordability. That's what it's all about. Shell construction, too, in-house. That's how they keep the costs down. And we've got a lot of South Floridians right now that they are in a real bind. They're calling their insurance company. They're about to renew their hurricane policy, and they're finding out that the insurance company is saying, hey, your house is too old. You need to upgrade your roof. You've got to bring it up to code so we can then insure you. And so a lot of people are having to call, contractors, roofers, all that. EJD Construction can do that. I mean, Eric and company, they are a full contractor. They can build an entire house for you, build an entire second floor, an observation deck, redo the entire. One of our listeners had a fire in their home, so he is remediating everything, gutting everything out, and redoing everything. They do anything and everything that you need. We're not talking about a handyman. We're talking about custom home construction, major home remodeling. You call EJD Construction and tell them that Big O sent you. Dade or Broward, not Palm Beach. I apologize because I know several of you have called from Palm Beach, and they don't go up to Palm Beach. Dade or Broward County, 305-433-4843. Call Eric. That is the owner's personal cell number, and again, fully insured. Listen, if you don't hire EJD Construction, my only suggestion would be as a friend, as somebody that cares for all of you out there, because you all obviously care about us by tuning in and downloading and watching at any time, any day or night, whenever you're listening, and we appreciate that. Please, if you ever hire somebody to go to work in your home, make sure they're insured, because if they're not insured and they get hurt or injured in your home, they can sue you. So companies that come to work in your house, they need to be fully insured, like EJD Construction, because that's how you protect the customer. EJD Construction, 305-433-4843. Yes, sir?
You want to hear about the Marlins offseason?
They had one?
Well, this
everybody else had one.
Money spent on free agents this offseason, National League East teams.
Okay, let's do it.
New York Mets.
Oh, my God, bro. That guy has spent, I want to say, close to $500 million.
$806 million.
Okay, $750 million.
Phillies.
About $400 million.
Yep, 387.
Okay.
Nationals.
About $200 million.
No, it dropped considerably. $19 million. I don't think they added the extensions though on from before. I think this is just legit since the season ended, because the Braves are next. They're at $2 million.
Okay.
The Marlins.
Zero.
And you know what? A Marlins fan jumps in the comments, which is why I brought this up. They're like, not true. The Marlins signed Degote and Chichi Gonzalez to minor league deals. This is what we're fighting.
Yeah.
Really?
But somebody tell them that those are minor league deals, not major league deals. That's the difference.
You're a Marlins fan. Just stay quiet.
They won't become a major league deal until they actually make the majors. That's why it's a minor league deal, because it's just a trial contract.
Oh, I just thought it was funny. It's just like, really? You jump in to argue that? You can't argue anything as a Marlins fan.
I know. No,
you can't.
It's depressing. It's depressing. It's like watching the Panthers. Depressing. Hour number 2, live from beautiful Hialeah Park and the amazing poker room in the second floor. Come on out and say hi, man. We'll be out here for a couple of more hours. Cuban will be joining us at some time here in this hour. We will have Omar Kelly at 4:30 and Alan Poupart at 5. And so we've got a loaded 90 minutes coming up for you with 3 fantastic guests. So back with more on the Big O Show, baby, live from Hialeah Park. Hour number 2 is next.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right, hour number 2, baby, coming live from Hialeah Park. Come on out and join us out here every single Thursday. We're out here at the poker room, man, the second floor poker room. They've got all the action going on, got a bunch of people just having some fun, TVs everywhere. So if there's any sporting events going on, you can catch them. Remember, they also have the windows, and they have the Champions Sports Bar where you can make wagers all across the country. So the horse racing going on, we're watching that here also at Hialeah Park. So any sporting events, any racing going on, you can do that. And the ladies, by the way, will come and bring you any drinks and even food while you're here at Hialeah Park, which is really, really cool and really, really convenient. And I encourage you, we come up with all kinds of prizes over at Walk-Ons when we do our broadcasts. I can do that. And there's all kinds of chairs here. We have like 7 tables here right now with all kinds of chairs. If you guys made it a thing to come out here on Thursdays, then I would make it a thing to bring prizes on Thursdays. But you got to make it a thing. So come on out, man. We can talk during commercial breaks. Hell, we can even have an extra mic. You guys can ask us questions if you come out. No, you don't want to do that? You don't want to share your mic?
Unless you're crazy. We got a thing brewing here. Can you imagine if we had to use that every time somebody live on a mic did it?
Yeah, but they wouldn't be asking questions every 5 minutes, but they would ask a question at least, question or two.
And give a live mic to some of these people?
Yeah, I mean, we still control it.
I mean, I don't even could trust the keyboard.
That's true. That is true.
That's just the producer and me coming out. I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, we want to spread the love. So if you come on out of here, would be cool.
I want a water gun over here, so if they start going off, I can squirt them.
Okay, that's a good idea. Liquor gun. Then you right. Oh, then yeah, that's true. Then they'll do it on purpose. You're right. That's a good point. It's a very good point. Spray me. I'm out of line. Heat and Panthers don't deserve to make the playoffs, to be honest. Well, right now it's painful to watch both franchises right now. Especially the Panthers, man. God, the Heat, they're a great organization. Okay, so let's say they make the playoffs on a lower level this year and maybe win a round or not or whatever. We can live with that, right? Because they'll figure out a way to get back and get better, and they got Spo and all that. So, like the Heat, I'm not worried. I don't flinch at all with the Heat. Because they're the best organization in town by miles. But the Panthers, you've never had the magic. You've never had the consistency ever. And I was just hoping that what was brewing the last couple of years was going to develop the consistency you would like. And then all of a sudden, you go changing coaches and style and all this stuff. And instead of maybe tweaking what you had, you went and changed it all, and now you're changing the entire style of play, and maybe it's going to take a while to pay off, and maybe it doesn't. But I got to tell you, for the Panthers, it's really nobody will say same old with the Heat. What they're going to say is, oh, dude, this is a weird year for the Heat. They're not very good. You know what I mean? It's completely different. The way you think about the Heat is not the way you think about the Dolphins, not the way you think about the Marlins, not the way you think about the Panthers, and maybe even Inter Miami, which they don't deserve that, but whatever, because they haven't been there long enough. But all these other teams that haven't won in forever, you can say same old, right? That's how you treat if they have downtimes. With the Heat, it's different. With the Heat, you're pissed off that they're actually not good. Because it's, how dare you guys? You're always good. You always treat us to good basketball. You always treat us to deep basketball runs. How dare you just make the playoffs and get bounced in the first round? You can kind of feel like what you youngins don't know, but that's how we used to feel like with the Dolphins in the back end of the 80s and early 90s. If Shula just showed up to the playoffs, it was not enough. People were pissed at Shula. The game passed him by. He can't do it anymore. Meanwhile, he was still winning and still going at least to the playoffs more often than not. And that was considered that was considered insulting for fans because it's Shula. You expect more. And that's where this whole thing changes. That, when you say the Panthers, yeah, man, Panthers are devastatingly disappointing. The Heat, it's kind of like a speed bump in their existence. Like a little valley in the run for Pat Riley, because more often than not, you're going to have a lot of fun with Pat Riley's teams. You're going to have a lot of success. They're going to go deep into the playoffs. They may even go to the finals. They may even win it and all that. So all of that doesn't matter. You guys can talk all you want, bro. It doesn't affect us. Guys were talking here and laughing. They were wondering if it was affecting the show, but I want to make sure they continue to have their fun because it doesn't affect. It's a directional mic. It doesn't really pick up the periphery. Yeah. So it's all good. But anyway, so that's where we look at it all different. That's where we look at the Heat different than the Panthers. And that's why it's devastating for the Panthers to have a down year. For the Heat, it's not devastating to have it's disappointing. But for the Panthers, it's like, oh, dude, this is who they are. They're not going anywhere. That was a fluke last year, just like when they went to the Stanley Cup in the 90s. They had their little run, and then they disappeared. They went to the playoffs a couple of years. 1 year was a Stanley Cup run, and then after that, they disappeared for years. And then they showed up one time in the playoffs, and was it the Rangers that spanked their asses and sent them home? I think it was. It was, right? It was the Rangers. That's the worst part about it. This a down year for the Panthers is devastating. A down year for the Heat, we forgive, we forget, we move on. That's the difference between those two franchises. And hope that the people at the Panthers realize this, because everything you've built, you've just destroyed it right away. And that sucks. That sucks. I mean, I've spent years, dude, like backing them up and being patient and all that. But wow, it is just brutal to go through these. Most downs and very few ups. Knight, thank you for the love and the super chat. Have you watched docu-series on HBO? What? And why should I watch it? Is the question. That's what I would ask. Why should I watch it?
I'm walking.
You see, Marcel's about to come on, but you see what that guy tweets, and then look what I put up on the answer, and then Marcel's response. Some guy tweets back to me, Kevin, he goes, now Tua has to show he can throw the ball deep in the 70-mile-an-hour gust in New York, LOL. And then I answered back to him, that's a requirement of Marcel Louis-Jacques. And then he's kind of, nah, don't do that. We will have the man with the unrealistic point of view, hopefully in a minute here, to join us. I'm almost thinking, you know what? I'm thinking now for him. I'm thinking 5:30 for him now. Tell him 5:30. You know why? It's already 4:16, and we got Omar at 4:30. So tell him that we got to push him back to 5:30 because it's already too late to start this segment, and we won't be able to really get into it and all that. So push him back to 5:30. Let's do that. Who do you think will win tonight, Jags or Jets? Dude, Jags are playing much better right now. I'm actually going to pick the Jags today because I think they have the better offense. Trevor Lawrence is playing much more comfortable now. I mean, he has real coaching around him now. Wow, shocker. He actually has a guy that understands quarterbacks, offense, not a guy that's worried about, getting laid. All right. I mean, he's called so late. All right, at this point. You know what? Tell Omar 4:40. Okay? All right, let's go to Marcel Louis-Jacques, who's late as hell. Here we go, Radio Joe.
Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's ESPN Dolphin insider Marcel Louis-Jacques.
There he is, the man that is half Cuban, Marcel Louis-Jacques.
Hey man, I can get here so fast in this Miami traffic, bro. Like I can only do so much. We're out the locker room at 3:15. I'm out the door by 3:30.
That's how. I am now measuring you as a sports writer by how fast you can get to your house, and I got to say, not very good.
I was about to say, I'll tell you what, I can hold the phone. I can hold my phone with one hand, and I'll drive with the other if y'all want that next time. But, when I crash into the wall, that's going to be on you.
No, we want you safe, bro. We want you safe. We want you home and now ready to go and
punctuality itself is very.
You threw the whole show off, by the way. Now you threw the whole show off, niggas.
Punctuality.
Now we gotta push Omar back a few minutes.
If the comments want Omar, I'll hop off.
No. Forget the comments. The people will get Marcel, we'll get Omar, and we'll get Poupar. And
the viewers. We can't forget the viewers. Come on, don't do like that.
I never forget the viewers, but I'm the one that makes the calls here, not the viewers. Okay, so you push back Omar 10 minutes, and now you push back Poupar 10 minutes.
You know what you guys need to do? You guys need to get better at working off script. All right, we're off the structure. We're outside the structure of this show. I need you guys to improvise a little bit better.
Yeah, we are the kings of improvising with all of our insiders, bro.
Hey, that's how you do it, man. And that's why you're a top tier. That's why you're an upper echelon show. That's what crosses the threshold.
I tell you, bro. All right, so the anger it's misplaced, right? I love Tua, as you know, and I back Tua, but we can't sit here and complain about the Pro Bowl voting, bro. I get Tua, because they come up with this silly stat. Well, he leads in QB voting and number one in votes, and he's the first guy not to get in. Well, the problem was, and Marcel, you didn't live this. Again, there's the old man car on your ass. Zach Thomas went through the same shit. Shit.
He's still going through the same, isn't he? Like, still waiting for him to get the Hall of Fame, right?
And that's because he was in the era with Ray Lewis and Junior Seau and Steeler linebackers and Derek Brooks. And, there were so many guys. And he also had those issues at times with the Pro Bowl voting because his position was loaded. And that's what I would tell Dolphins fans out there. Does Tua deserve to be in the Pro Bowl? Does. But unfortunately, he happens to be in a conference where you're not going to take it away from Mahomes. You can't take it away from Josh Allen. And Joe Burrow more than deserves it after his Super Bowl run. And he's living up to it again this year. Unfortunately, it's a numbers thing. It's not a thing that the NFL has it out for the Dolphins or Tua or anything. Look, I can say that they don't treat Tua the same way. Like your crazy assessment of him now that you want off and all that stuff. I can go after things like that. This is fair. This is fine. And we're not going to go trashing three guys that deserve the honor.
I'm not going to take that bait, but I will add that, look, with Pro Bowlers when players are snubbed, we'll say snubbed, it's not, you can't just say they're snubbed. It always has to be they deserve it over this person. Like you have to take somebody out in order to put somebody back in. It's not just like there's unlimited spots. So I can't necessarily argue him over, not even necessarily, I can't argue him over Mahomes, period. After the past few weeks that Josh Allen has had, coming back from that injury, it's really hard to say. It's really hard to put him in over Josh Allen. I could possibly put him in over Burrow just because I feel like Tua's been a little bit more consistent than Burrow this year. But it's one of those there's not really a whole lot of wrong answers here. Like you said, it's a numbers game. And sometimes the numbers are going to be in your favor. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes you're going to sneak in there based on your name alone. Sometimes you're not. Like,
right.
He told us today. He just told us today. Yeah. He just told us today that he was surprised that he got in. He said the season has just been okay. I think personally, if I was a Dolphins fan, I'm raising more hell about Jalen Waddle being left off, but instead of Jamar Chase. I feel like Waddle deserved it over Chase right now. Yes, Chase has been hurt, but should that count against Jalen?
Correct.
No, it shouldn't count against Jalen. Waddle's been healthy all season. He's been consistent all season. He's been effective all season. I think he deserved that Pro Bowl nod, but it's not as big of a shock as Tua.
And he's also following up a great year with an even better year, because last year was a great year. I don't care what anybody tells me, because he was the only guy on the team. You knew he was getting the ball and you still couldn't stop it. And, he got over 100 catches, over 1,000 yards in a very limited offense. And he played a completely different position, like a possession receiver, had to do a lot of tough catches.
Yeah.
And all the different player last year showed you that he can be a different player. I have so much respect for Waddle, because he set up for the team last year and played a completely different position, where he goes to his natural position and he gets to play more of, the downfield guy and all that. And that's who he was, that we knew who he was. But what he did last year was actually really special, because it takes a certain amount of toughness to be able to play like that all year long like that.
Yeah, and I wish I'm trying to quickly pull it up on Next Gen here. He was used so inappropriately last year. So, okay, for example, I've got it up on for 2022 right now. 70% of his targets have come with him lined up out wide. 80% of his snaps, he's lined up out wide. I think in 2021, those numbers are basically flipped. He spent 50% of his total snaps on the field playing out of the slot. That's where 50%, 52% of his targets came from. They basically, this coaching staff came in here, looked at tape from last year and said, are you crazy? Are you crazy? That's not how you use this guy. I'll show you how to use this guy. And of course, having Tyreek on the field helps. Like, let's not kid ourselves into saying it doesn't have an impact. It matters, but it's not like Jalen Waddle is just seeing zero coverage. Like, it's not like they're just disregarding him and he's running routes against air. Like, they still have to account for him. He's still a legitimate 1B weapon. There's plenty of teams with star wide receivers who don't have number twos with 1,100 receiving yards. Like, if he's technically a number two, he's the best damn number two in the NFL right now. Him and T. Higgins, I think, are kind of battling it out for that honor. So no, I think he deserved a Pro Bowl nod this year. It's unfortunate for him because he plays on the same team as the leading vote getter for all wide receivers. Like, he plays on the same team as possibly the best wide receiver in the NFL. And that is where I think we're going to see maybe the biggest impact of Tyreek Hill's presence are in these award ceremonies, in these award and Pro Bowl voting and all pro voting. People are going to disregard what Jalen Waddle does because Tyreek Hill is so good and he takes so much attention and he gets so much clout, so much energy to him that Jalen's going to go under the radar, man. And it sucks. It's not fair. It's kind of the reality of this, though. He's going to have to be, just exemplary in order to get a Pro Bowl nod. I'm talking, if Tyreek's got 1,500 yards by the time votes come out, Jalen's got to have like 14. They got to be like 1 and 2 in the league, I think, for people to actually, vote him in based on merit.
It'll be next year. And when he does it next year again, then that's when they'll do it, just like they did it for Holt and Bruce and the Marx brothers, or anybody, any combo out there that ended up getting the nod in the Pro Bowl. It's because you were dominant for a couple of years in a row, and then you cannot take it away from them. So I think that's here's the funny thing. It doesn't happen like this all the time, Marcel. So for you or for everybody else watching or listening, don't take it that way. This happens sometimes, and it's happening right now. Tua and Waddle have their first monster years. So next year, when they come back for monster years, there's a good chance they could get a nod to get into the Pro Bowl. X is now a year past what he was, and he doesn't deserve to get in. But this happens a lot where you get in a year later than you deserved to get in, and you're a year hanging on too long than you deserve to get in because, like Drew Brees makes it at the final year when really we know he didn't deserve to be there, or Peyton Manning, or, sometimes there's these great players that are at the back end of their careers and they are still getting that nod because of what happened in their careers overall. So they get that respect. So it's funny because a lot of those guys probably didn't get the first year love that they deserve, and then they're getting that extra year on the back end. And that's kind of the weird way it works sometimes with the Pro Bowl.
And Pro Bowl literally would not matter. It would not matter. It would mean nothing if there weren't contract incentives for it. I don't think Waddle has any escalators in his rookie deal. I think the only escalator in a rookie deal is if you're named to an All-Pro team. No. It is Pro Bowl. It is Pro Bowl. It impacts the fifth-year option.
Armstead got like 600,000-700,000 or something, right? So
yeah, it impacts. I'm saying in your rookie contract, if you make one Pro Bowl, then your fifth-year option is worth X amount of money. If you make two, then it's worth X, Y amount of money. So if there weren't contract escalators for it, then it wouldn't be that big of an issue. And I would say, it's not worth getting upset about if you're a player. But, when you've got money on the line and you feel like you deserved it, then hell yeah, you deserve to be upset. Then you deserve to be upset. Yeah. But, I think he is a first alternate. That's about as high an honor, that's the highest honor you can get without actually making it, into the initial vote. And honestly, it's about the recognition anyways, right? Fans, you don't actually want your guys playing in this damn game or participating in this week's event. You want them playing. You want them preparing for their next opponent. So it's one of those things you get all up in arms about it right away. You can say, oh, snub this, snub that, this, that, and the third, and then you get over it because ultimately you don't even want your guys. You don't want Pro Bowlers on your team. You want them playing.
Yeah, no. The beauty is, listen, if he's not playing in the Super Bowl, he'll play in the Pro Bowl because one of those four guys will be in the Super Bowl. It's not going to be any other quarterback. It's going to be one of those four guys in the Super Bowl. So the three of those four guys automatically will be in, whatever the festivities are that week in Vegas, whatever the hell is going on. Do you cover that, by the way? Are they going to send you out for the?
That's a long flight and a lot of work, man. I think
you don't want to go to Vegas, right? You don't want to go to Vegas.
I've been to Vegas, dog. I've done my Vegas. I've done my Vegas time already, man. I went to Arizona State. It was only about 4 hours away. We would go to Vegas just because it's Thursday. We went to Vegas. I went to Vegas too many times. Coming back to my college apartment with $3.24 in my account, waiting for the next direct from mom. That is not. That
is not. So you still had some money left over. I'm impressed.
I have spent my last dollar as a college student. I have spent my last dollar for the next week or so on a damn $23 Red Bull vodka at is it Marquee? Whatever the pool day club is at the Cosmo. I don't think it's Marquee. It's I don't know. Somebody can find it. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I
remember doing it. I knew what I was doing when I did it, and I was like, "Look, man, you gotta change your ways. Yeah, you're not gonna get away with this for too much longer."
All right. So your thoughts on the game this week against Rodgers?
So I think where I'm looking right now, where I'm going to be looking and paying attention to the number is the time of possession. So during this losing streak, Miami ranks 31st in average time of possession per drive. Green Bay is number one. Green Bay has been able to sustain scoring drives, and I think they're scoring on about 40% of 40% of their drives.
How many total runs does Green Bay have, and how many total runs does Miami have?
Well, see, that's the tough thing because I think obviously Green Bay's probably got the better backs with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, you think?
But Miami, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be fair and respectful. But Miami is decent is pretty good at stopping the run. More often, they're good at stopping the run.
They've stopped all backs. They've stopped all backs. It's the quarterbacks that kill them. The backs really don't kill those guys, actually.
It is a quarterback. So, like, I'm not expecting them to just be able to run down Miami's throat. But Miami have to do a better job. They have to do a better job of controlling the ball and controlling possession. Like the 3 and outs and putting, I don't care how much of a down year Aaron Rodgers has had this year. He's still Aaron Rodgers until proven otherwise. And you don't want to keep giving him opportunities. Like that is not that's not conducive. It's not a conducive environment to success. You keep letting that man on the field. So I think ball control is going to be critical. Early lead is going to be critical. Take the run game out of Green Bay's equation. Take that out of their game plan. Force them to throw the ball, and see what happens. Ultimately, though, like this game doesn't really matter. This game doesn't really matter. Really what a win would do here, it's up here. It's mental. It's getting over the mental block of losing 3 games in a row. Because as I've said, you need to beat the Jets and you need to beat the Patriots, both of them, and you're in no matter what. You're in no matter what. You lose one of those games, all of a sudden it's like, well, we need the Jags to win here and lose here and lose here. We need the Jets to win this game and the Bengals to lose this, and then this team ties and then that. And I don't like that kind of reporting because that is hard. It's hard. It's a lot of clicking around. It's a lot of math and a lot of tiebreakers. Forget all that.
We've lived for 5 years. I'm with you.
It sucks. It sucks. We just did it last year. We did it last year after they lost to the. Actually, I think after they lost to the Titans, it was a dub. Right? I think it was over. But hard way to live. Easiest way to live right now. You are still in an advantageous position to where if you win your games, you are in the playoffs.
313 to 370.
313 to 370?
Yep, 370 attempts for the Green Bay Packers rushing the ball, 313 for the Miami Dolphins. So that's
okay. I see what you're saying.
That's quite a bit of difference between the two.
I thought you were talking about like the yardage discrepancy, or like what are the yards going to be?
Well, no. I was trying to indirectly tell you it would help out if Mike McDaniel would run the ball when he can, because that would, of course, extend drives, might produce more points, keep your defense that's not very good off the field. I mean, there's like a lot of positives. Keep people off of Tua. Less people can hit Tua if you can run a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? All these kind of things come from running, and that's what I would like to see this week. If they have success running the football, my brother. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Tua becomes even more dangerous if you're running the football. Just do that.
Opens up the middle of the field, forces them into single high. And like we heard, as Wes Welker said today, if you want to play single high, go ahead. Please do it.
Right.
We beg you to play single high coverage on us. So what I'm curious, like what I just haven't seen a whole lot of, and when they do run it, it hasn't necessarily been effective, are those like the quick screens, the quick hits to Tyreek or to Jalen, and like, here, let's get the ball in your hands as fast as possible and then let you work with it. We haven't seen that at all. And that was like a good chunk of Tyreek Hill's targets last year were, at, behind, or just in front of the line of scrimmage. They haven't been trying that this year. They've definitely been stretching the field. Like this is definitely a Madden offense. Like somebody who's like, all right, I want the fun of playing offense. I don't want the grind. I don't want the realism. I don't want to play to wear defenses down. Like I'm over here to clear my mind out and have a good time. And that's how the Dolphins play offense. And there ain't nothing wrong with that because you want to engage.
To the credit of the teams the last couple of weeks, they have gotten in the face of the receivers because they were kind of almost anticipating some of that stuff. That's the part that, like, with the coach this week, when you guys asked him about, running, and he said he wanted to stay ahead of the defenses and all that stuff. And it's like, well, wait a minute, dude, you either fail. And then the other part was, if you looked at it, you kept trying to pass, and yet they weren't giving you 7, 8, 9 yards of comfort zone there like they normally do that. They give you all that space. To the credit, after San Fran and after the Chargers, people are now crowding the line of scrimmage, and they're right there with the receivers. So that's one of the things that changed and why those screens did not work last week, because they had a defender right there in their face.
Yeah, and I also, just to clarify, it would be disappointing for sure to lose this game on Sunday. You don't want to lose 4 games in a row in December. It does not matter in terms of their playoff viability, their playoff hopes. It will have a minuscule impact on their playoff chances. But you don't want to lose 4 damn games in a row in December after failing this entire road trip.
No, you don't do that, bro. Confidence-wise and mentally, devastating game.
That's what I said.
Like your playoffs.
It's mostly up here
in a row.
Win this game on Sunday. But we're talking about playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. We're talking about their playoff chances. It doesn't impact that. But mentally, mathematically, no impact. Mentally, it'll mean a lot. Be able to defend your turf, to get back, right the ship a little bit, to stop the sink. Because then all of a sudden you start to think, oh, okay, well, how long does this go? Those thoughts start to creep in the back of your head. Are we going to lose 5 in a row? Are we really going to lose 6 in a row? And 6 in a row and miss the playoffs because we couldn't win a game in December after spending all year talking about how important playing your best football is in December? So, it would be a strong boost to the locker room morale, to people's mental morale. And that's about that. But in order to make the playoffs, no matter what, you beat the Patriots, you beat the Jets. You could win or lose this game, tie this, man.
By the way, in Philadelphia, they're feeling the same way about their defensive tackle like Miami does. Javon Hargraves has 10 sacks from the defensive tackle position, and he's not in the Pro Bowl. So it's rough, and it happens a lot in the NFL. All right, I got to let you go. Prediction: what do you got? What happens on Sunday? Because we're not going to talk to you till post game.
I think we see a comfortable win from Miami here. They get back on track. I've seen at least 10 points here. Control the clock. They're back at home. It's going to be a little chilly, but nothing serious, nothing that Green Bay ain't used to. But we see that offense heat that stadium up, man. 100 yards for Tyreek, 100 yards for Jalen.
Does Tua dominate off script?
I think he does, and I think a lot of people eat crow. See, look here, man, real quick, because the difference here, Alan told me that you guys agreed on the whole off-script thing. I don't think that's something for you to be happy about. Alan thinks he's not capable. Alan thinks he's not capable.
Tell your ass that you're not looking at him right. That's all.
I think he's capable of doing it. It's just part of his development. I don't think he can't do it. Alan thinks he can't do it. I don't think it's something you don't want to be seeing it on the same. You don't want to be eye to eye with them on that.
I know what you're talking about, dude. The Ravens. He does the little spin.
We've seen it. Yeah, we've seen it. He can do it.
Of course he can do it.
Nah, bro. Y'all are wild about. Some of y'all are wild about the things that you choose to get upset about. Because I've been saying the same, John, for 4 weeks. Everybody on the sideline during the Niners and Chargers game. Yup, you're right, bro. Spit backs, bro. Spit backs.
He's not.
And then all of a sudden, last week, well, what do? You don't even like Tua anymore, dude. You don't even do this.
Oh, no.
Out of here.
It's just he's not. When you say that, you make it sound like he needs to be like Russell Wilson or Pat Mahomes or living off script, and he can't do that. Every quarterback can do something off script. You know what I mean? Look, the two guys who were in the Super Bowl, Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow, they're not really off script guys. Now, can they?
I think Burrow is.
But
don't disrespect. You can be a pocket passer, but you have to be able to, especially in just today's NFL, you gotta be able to go all that. But all I've said, I'm typically very concise, very clear about what I'm saying. And I've said Tua has been excellent this season. The next step for him is to go more off script, is to be able to do this off script. Nowhere did I say in order to be a good quarterback, in order for them to win, it's just, it's constant up and to the right. Football's constant development. That is the next step in his development. I've never said he can't throw the ball deep. Matter of fact, I was on y'all side about the deep ball shit.
That's
I
it.
was on y'all side.
I know you're on my side.
Check my receipts.
That's it. No, I'm with you. You were definitely there. It's
Y'all got me.
It's just a little.
Y'all got me a word I can't say up, man.
You can. Maybe you don't want it getting back to ESPN, but you're not going to get in trouble here by saying it. So it's all. All right, so you got the Dolphins winning. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ and catch his work there at ESPN. Marcel, much love. Be safe. We'll catch you on Sunday.
See y'all Sunday.
You got it. There you go. Don't forget, myedgedrink.com. Energy drink on the planet. When you order it, go to myedgedrink.com. Use our code BIGO. Get 10% off when you use our code BIGO. And it is the best elixir out there. I'm telling you, whatever sports drink you think you like now, this one will blow you away. Zero aftertaste. It is delicious. It is smooth, only 78 calories. myedgedrink.com. Use our code BIG O.
You now have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
Stock from Hialeah Park here in the second floor poker room. We now go to our essentialmovingexperts.com Miami Dolphins exchange with the one and only Omar Kelly.
Time to talk aqua and orange, Miami Dolphins fans. It's the Essential Moving Experts Miami Dolphins Exchange with Omar Kelly. When you're looking to move your home or business anywhere in the U.S. from coast to coast, call Essential Moving Experts at 305-602-8369. Flat rates and no surprise charges. EssentialMovingExperts.com. 305-602-8369. Let's talk Dolphins football. Here's Omar Kelly.
All right. There he is. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
I'm feeling a little bit better than yesterday, so that's all that's important.
Well, you sound a lot better than yesterday. Boy, you sound like shit yesterday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You were hurting. You were hurting yesterday.
Yes,
Bad.
I was not doing well. It's a bug going around, and I feel sorry for the people who are traveling for the holidays because I can promise you're gonna get it.
Oh, can we do it? Can we do it on Thursday? I'm not feeling that good.
No.
Yes, we got you.
Those are one of those days where one of those days where you slept like 20 hours in the day.
Yeah. I know those kind of days. Yeah.
I just started eating solid foods again. Heavy diet of Gatorade, even though this is Powerade. Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Okay. All right.
But I'm
all
back.
Right, good stuff,
baby.
All right. What'd you think of the game this past week at Buffalo? What'd you think of the team's performance?
Thought it was more impressive than what I expected. They put up a nice, good old fight. Defense let me down like usual.
It's who they are, man. It's who they are.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just supposed to accept who they are. Okay. Yeah.
Well, look, I broke it down this week. Look, Javon Holland, Kader Kohou, Phillips, Wilkins, and Holland. You only have 5 players on defense that are reliable. Nobody else is reliable.
Say those names again. Hold on. Say those names again.
Wilkins, Phillips, Sealer, Holland, and Kohou. That's it. 5 guys.
So Howard's
down in and down out. You have 6 guys that are liabilities right now, constantly on defense right now, because there's a lot of injuries, and it's not okay. So do we credit Boyer for the way that Wilkins, Phillips, and Sealer plays, but then we kill him for that Chubb hasn't shown up? Do we credit him for actually finding and developing Kohou? But yet X is injured and obviously has some other off-the-field issues too with multiple lawsuits. So whatever it is, X is not X. We know that. He's a shadow of what he is. And then everything else is all injured and players that are backups. it's just really hard, Omar, to ask a lot of the defense. And yet, having said all that, the defense gave you the turnover late in the game. The defense kept you in the game. And for me, actually, I've said it all week, Mike McDaniel lost that game. 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, you're gouging them and you don't run the ball. Your hard-headedness passes. You're in the first quarter, you move the ball with ease down the field, and you decide to go on a 2-point conversion in the first quarter. Bro, there's no chart in the world that tells you to go to a 2-point conversion. Take the 1 point, fool. You're on the road. Take the point. And then the other one was Tyreek and Trent Sherfield dropped touchdowns in one drive. In one effing drive inside the red, Tua throws 2 passes that are more than catchable and they drop it. And then the other one is Mike McDaniel puts Braylon Sanders in a play that was the same play at the beginning of the year where they split the safeties in Buffalo. The kid stops and the ball sails over him for another 10 yards. Why? Because if the child would have just run, he would have run into a touchdown almost. But that's McDaniel's fault for pulling Braylon Sanders, a guy that has no experience in that position. For me, Mike McDaniel pissed the game away against the Bills. I'm not blaming the defense. I'm not blaming Tua. I'm not blaming the offensive line. I'm not blaming the running game. I'm not blaming special teams. Brother, for me, Mike McDaniel pissed this game away. That's the way I looked at it this week. You go ahead. You tell me.
All of those are fair criticisms, and coaching plays a part of it. But I say what unit has universally, despite injuries, fallen short of expectations? It would be the defense.
Well, they have no expectations. That's the thing. You have expectations. I have none. I have none.
At the beginning of the year, it was, we're bringing everybody back. We're going to be a better defensive unit. We got continuity. We're going to be able to pick up where we left off. All bullshit.
Did Byron Jones come back? Did he come back? No. Did Nick Needham come back? Did Nick Needham come back?
He did.
True Williams come back.
Injuries happen. And players have to step up. And then trades are made, and those players have to step up. And then highly paid players like Jerome Baker, they're
one there. Hasn't and one
has.
Got to
step up.
Right.
Like
Chubb hasn't, and Jeff Wilson has. But you make the trade, and what are you going to do, bro? What are you going to do with Chubb?
Listen, it is what it is. You can look for excuses. I look for it because I can tell you right now, if this team doesn't make it to the playoffs, it's not going to be the offense falling short. It's going to be the defense falling short. And then when history records the 2022 season in the annuals, it'll say, yeah, this team had a pretty good offense. They had some good players. They had hot momentum. And then the defense just played like a wet paper towel at the end.
You blame the defense for San Francisco and the Chargers?
I don't remember which games I blame the defense for, but it's one of those two.
Well, the San Francisco game, my man, the San Francisco game was obvious. You can't blame the defense. Tua missed every open receiver out there. Every open receiver. They were wide open.
I can't remember which game. I think it was a Chargers game where we sat here and we argued about it, and you never wanted to give any defense any responsibility and ownership, which has been consistent all year. So I give you credit for that.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I expect more than you being a bottom 10 defense in the NFL. Just me. Just me.
Kind of what they are. It's kind of what they are. If you have five reliable, you tell me how 5 reliable players carry 6 that aren't. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you compete. I don't know how you compete when you start your with the year.
Coaching.
They tell you Byron's supposed to be there and he doesn't show up,
you
and then
on from that.
And then but you can't move on from X and Byron not showing up. You can't move on from that. Bro.
X is there every Sunday. X is there every Sunday.
I know he's
best receiver last week because
I know he's there. I know he's there. I know the shadow of him is there. I understand that.
Hey, man, he was a Pro Bowler. Put some respect on that name.
Come on, bro.
Hey, was he or was he not a Pro Bowler in the 2020 season?
Typical Pro Bowler. They wait a year too late to get you on, and then you're a year too long on it. You know what I mean? So it's just
listen. Props.
And I'm not talking about Tua. And by the way, I'm not
say this in X's defense.
Tua doesn't deserve it over the three guys that got there.
No.
Okay, Tua deserves to be a Pro Bowler, but unfortunately, he's got three guys in front of him that are monsters, and they all deserve to be in the Pro Bowl. I'm not. You can't dish. Now, I thought Marcel was right. Waddle's the one that I can make an argument that he deserves it over Chase. And I agree with them 100%. Chase was out for several weeks with a hip injury, and he wasn't consistent. And he wasn't consistent at the beginning of the year, where Waddle's been consistent the whole year, dude. I mean, he's been awesome. So that's a case that I can make for Waddle, but not for Tua, unfortunately.
I'd have to look up where they are statistically, but I thought Teron Armstead getting on that was, hey, props to them.
That's again reputation.
Yeah, man. But listen, here's the thing.
Now I gotta give that guy love, bro. That guy's playing with
I'm not
knee injury and a toe injury, and if you watch the film, he rarely still gives bad plays, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, whoa, brother, you're like playing 70% and you're better than everybody on the line.
Pro Bowler, and props to him. Like, listen, I'm saying. Let me put some respect on both Teron and Xavier Howard. Their peers and their coaches, the opposing coaches, they vote. They own 1/3 of the vote.
Right.
And those peers and those coaches, they know what it's like to play X and play Teron. And those coaches, they know what it's like to play X and play Teron. Xavier on defense handles a heavier load than everybody else on the team, except for maybe Tua and Tyreek Hill. Nobody else handles a heavier load. Now he didn't.
Then who? Then Howard?
Then Howard. Yes, absolutely.
Bullshit, dude. What the hell are you talking about, bro? Javon Holland handles a way bigger load than Xavier Howard any day of the week. He has to worry about the whole secondary, including X, who's a weak link.
You're the last line of defense. Don't let anybody get behind
Holland is the man in that secondary. Go watch the film. He's the guy that's got to make up for everybody, dude. He's the guy still making plays. His responsibilities are way more than any corner, like any free safety or strong safety, because in this case, they're kind of mixing them up right now. So, it's kind of a mix-up right now, but still.
If he was playing nickel on a consistent basis and dropping
all over the place.
Huh?
He's all over the place, bro. He's the insurance policy for a lot of people, including X.
Okay. All right. I'm not even getting anywhere with this conversation. So let me move on.
You don't think so?
You got it out for X. See what happens when he stops shadowing people. See your boy Cater Cole. See how wonderful he is.
Cater's done a fabulous job for a Division II player. Okay.
I'm not putting any conditions on it.
No, it's just wasn't
Wes Welker like a Division II player or?
Yeah.
Okay,
and it took Wes Welker a couple of years to become an impactful player.
Well, you act like you should get an asterisk because you're a Division II player. Cater Cole's put on the field like everybody else, and he showed up and clap it up to you.
Dude, they had him 6th ranked as in rookies on defense out of draft picks. I mean, that's pretty impressive when he wasn't even drafted. You know what I'm saying? And he's competing with all these other guys that are draft picks and things like that. That kid's played really well, Omar. You got to give him a lot of love,
participation trophies for everybody on defense. I'm really surprised at you, Big O. It's like participation trophies when you don't take any ownership for Jalen Phillips not playing up to expectation. For Javon Holland not playing up to expectations.
Omar, Jalen has played well this year.
Up to expectations. Christian Wilkins is. Raekwon Davis not playing up to expectations.
No, that I will agree with you. Not Jalen Phillips, but I will agree with you.
Christian Wilkins and the inside linebacker.
Phillips and Sealer are the guys that are balling. Those three guys are
three guys playing up to expectation.
Yes.
On defense. And everybody else just gets a little pass because
no, it's just they're not that good, Omar.
They get a good defensive
coordinator that can actually make them. I don't know what happens with Chubb, because when you watch the film, he's not getting double teamed all the time. He's not even getting chip blocked all the time, and he's still not getting to the quarterback. So I don't know what Chubb's excuse is, But if I look at all the other ones, like, this week, Josh Allen takes off up the middle. You see who's in the middle? Duke Riley. I tweet out right away, Zach Thomas, John Offerdahl, Nick Monicani, Duke Riley. You can only do so much with certain players.
None of those linebackers we're going to be chasing down.
But I got a better chance. I got a better chance with real linebackers.
Often the coverage.
Huh?
And a part of that is often the coverage. And there's nobody shadowing Josh Allen. So if he scrambles with his athleticism and his size, he's running about 20 yards.
I know.
It is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of things to cover on that defense against Buffalo Bills.
I know, but in general, my brother, Duke Riley compared to these guys, I love Duke Riley. I like Duke Riley. Dude, I like Duke Riley, but as my fourth linebacker. Yeah, I do as my fourth linebacker.
Who's the third before him?
No. I'm saying if I have my three starters, he's my reserve linebacker. I like him as a reserve linebacker, but I don't like Duke Riley as a starter. I don't think that that's right. And that's what he has to work with.
And in passing situations, what are you going to do? You going to put a Landon Roberts on the field, or you going to put Duke Riley on the field?
That's another thing he has to deal with. Did you watch Landon Roberts in coverage? When that guy gets caught up, and that's what Boyer has to work with. And by the way,
you make excuses for Boyers. Make better defensive selections. Call better plays. That's my whole thing. Boyer's a substandard defensive coordinator. And the sooner you realize that and the sooner you stop making excuses for him, maybe you get a better defense.
Well, I don't know how you could get a better defense when you don't have the players.
I don't see anything wrong with the players that are on the field right now. Safety,
you think X is impactful.
I think X carries a heavy load, and I think X is a pro bowler.
No.
X handles a lot of responsibility that not everybody else on the team
burden. He doesn't carry a heavy load. He's a heavy burden.
Bro, I love how you disrespect your Pro Bowl selections. Only Dolphin fans and media.
He doesn't deserve to be in the Pro Bowl, dude.
Okay, he is.
I don't care that he is. That's his celebration, and that's his incentives that he gets to meet, and good for him. He'll make a couple of extra bucks, but he's not playing like a starting corner should be playing for the Miami Dolphins, and he's certainly not playing like X that we're all spoiled with for many years now. Okay,
is he handling a heavy load on your defense?
No, he's not handling.
Best player. He's not shadowing the opponent's best player.
Are you watching it? He's getting burned all the time, my man.
You didn't answer the question. Is he shadowing the opposition's best player?
Yes. Yeah. You ever been bike riding late in the day and the sun is like across from you, and then you see your shadow, and your shadow's about 47 feet long? He's shadowing.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, he's shadowing.
Jalen Ramsey's playing phenomenal this year, right? Jalen Ramsey's having a phenomenal year, right? Even
Jalen Ramsey? I don't think anybody on that Rams team, are they having a
even the most elite defensive backs get beat from time to time. And I'm not saying that X is having a dynamic year. What I am saying is his peers respect.
He's having a terrible year, Omar. He's having a terrible year, dude. Admit it.
Opposing coaches respect him because of the workload that he takes on a game. X could say, you know what, leave me on the left side corner, and this is where I'm gonna be. And what comes my way is what comes my way. And Kader Kohu, he can handle whatever else is on the opposite side. And whoever's in nickel, that's their job. Just leave me out here and give me some safety help, because usually I don't have safety help. That's what X could do. But you know what?
You're not really watching the games. If you think X is doing well, he has been a real liability.
I didn't say X is played like a dominant elite player like he's played in his past. What I have said is he carries a heavier load than everybody else on your shitty defense.
No. Javon Holland carries a much bigger load.
Javon Holland.
And Christian Wilkins, bro, Christian
Wilkins might play 30 snaps a game.
No, he plays a little bit more than that.
Bro.
God. No, I gotta look up the snaps there this past week. I think he played more than 30, Omar.
Okay, but I'm sorry.
But Omar, they're super impactful if you're watching Christian.
I love the way Christian Wilkins has played. He's stepped up. He's showing me that he's actually a very promising player. So I don't have a problem with the way Christian. I didn't think he was that type of player at the beginning of his career, but now he's showing up.
He's a franchise tackle right now, dude. They're going to pay him a lot of money.
I don't think that's a wise move, but
he's playing great, dude.
14 games.
He's played.
I'll tell you what the snap count is right now.
He's played fantastic, Omar.
He's played phenomenal. Would I give him a franchise contract? No.
Well, the man has done a marvelous job of improving every single year.
Damn. He's playing 56 snaps a game, which props to him.
Yeah, you're not watching the games, dude.
That's ridiculous.
You're not watching it. You're not watching it, Omar.
Wow. He's literally at a career high in snaps right now. This is impressive. I didn't know that.
I know you're not watching it, bro.
Oh,
you actually think X is carrying some kind of a load. He's carrying a load of shit, is what he's carrying. I mean, it's insulting. Do you think that X is producing, bro? He's a major problem on this team right now. They're paying him a ton of money, and he can't cover. He's having trouble constantly. They're beating him on 9 routes. On the crossing route, forget about it. Like everybody knows, run a crossing route, and he can't stay with you.
Let me ask you, how do you stop a crossing route?
What, you got to try to get inside.
Okay.
Try to disrupt that route. Get in the guy's face a little bit.
I disagree.
You can't trail the guy by 3 yards. That's not going to help
on a crossing route. How are you going to play inside? Who's got inside leverage? And then who's got outside leverage?
Omar, I don't know what the defense is called in the first place.
But you just said
that changes everything. So to ask me a general question like that when I don't know what the coverages are, what the formations are, it doesn't matter. But in the end, I watched the games, and the guy's having trouble staying with everybody. So I don't know if that because I don't think groin injuries get healthy in the season. You know, I don't think my history of normally if you got a growing injury, it's probably going to last you all year, and you know you're going to need the offseason. He's a shell of what he used to be. Okay, right now he needs an offseason that maybe he can come back next year healthy and show the guy that he used to be. But the explosiveness is not there with X right now. You can tell, dude. I mean, you just watch it. And then when you look at the other guy we were just talking about, Christian Wilkins, that's all explosive, all over the place. Quarterback, chasing the runners down, tackles for loss, tackles at the line of scrimmage, intimidating the crap out of the offense. That guy is everywhere, dude. I mean, Christian Wilkins has become a monster when you watch him. Seriously. Like, it's impressive. But Omar, X has been, I know he's your boy and all that stuff. And by the way, you can say I disrespect and all that shit. 18 months ago when I said to trade his ass, I was dead ass on target. They should have traded his ass at the peak when he got all those interceptions and he was at the top of the world. You should have traded him and gotten all the picks.
Have another Noah Igbenogany. Woo!
Maybe, or you get another Kader Kohou. Woo! Or you get another Brandon Jones. Woo! Or maybe even Trill Williams was developing into some depth too. On top of that, you just never know. See, it's easy to point at Kohou, but then they've had successes with all the other guys, and nobody talks about it. You know what I mean? So it's easy to pick on Noah, but they've made more good decisions in the secondary than bad decisions. But they pick on the one.
Whose successes with all the other guys? You talking about who? Kader, Kohou, and who?
And isn't Needham a success? Isn't Brandon Jones a success?
They all right. They are okay. I mean, I'm being honest with you. A success is.
So Nick Needham is not a starting slot corner in the NFL. Off the street, is he not a starting slot corner in the NFL?
He was a fringe starting nickel. Yes, fringe starting nickel in the NFL.
All right, you want to put fringe? That's an incredible success. Off the street, no draft pick. Brandon Jones is a 3rd-round pick.
Happens to a lot of other NFL teams too. You know that,
Brandon
right?
Jones
drafted players that become actually good players. Patriots.
Brandon Jones becomes,
and they suck at their job.
Yeah, but it's still an excellent player for off the street. Okay, Brandon Jones is a 3rd-rounder. Turned the corner this year as a cover guy, something that you thought he couldn't do, and then everything else he does at a high level. Is that not a success?
Sure. I'll give
Is
you that.
Okay, so you get Minka Fitzpatrick, and because the idiot coach can't get along with him, you're forced to trade him, and then you go find Javon Holland. Is that not a success?
Is Javon as impactful as Minka?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now, things have changed. If you watch the games, Omar, now they've got to play more zone. Now Javon has to worry more about being an insurance policy for everybody else.
Yeah,
so he's got to worry about that. So he doesn't get to play as free as he would with Byron and a healthy X, a healthy Needham, and a healthy Brandon Jones, which opens up everything for Holland, as you would know. You know what I'm talking about there. But this has changed. Javon Holland is just as good as Minka, dude. But the bottom line is that's not the point. The point is you picked on one mistake, and I keep picking on all the successes.
Well,
so
what do you mean?
You can't be perfect. You can't be perfect. You're going to miss. You're going to swing and miss, and then you're going to hit on other ones. As long as you hit more than you miss. So if you hit on Brandon Jones, you hit on Nick Needham, you hit on Kohu, you hit on Holland, you hit on Fitzpatrick, and you miss on Noah, my brother, that's an incredible batting average. That is Hall of Fame general managing if you do that. Hall of Fame general managing. If that's your pace from here on out, you're going to hit 4 or 5 times and miss on one. I'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
All right, cool.
You wouldn't either?
Sure. Listen, if we're going to sit here and say...
The same guy at the top found X in the draft, Minka in the draft, Holland in the draft, Brandon Jones in the draft, Kohu and Needham off the street, and missed on Noah. Seriously? Seriously? You're going to pick on Noah?
Liam Eichenberg, missed on...
No. We're just talking about the secondary.
You're sitting up here. No. You're sitting up here popping your collar about all Chris Grier's success stories. Let's get into the failures too.
Let's go.
Talk about draft picks.
Go ahead.
The failures on offensive line.
Go ahead. Talk about them. Talk about them. And then I can talk about the successes on the offense too, like Waddle, like Tua, right?
Okay.
That's paid off, right? So a couple of the linemen haven't paid off. Robert Hunt did pay off. Yeah. A couple of the other young linemen did not pay off.
You want 3.
That's right. But then you start looking around everywhere else. Didn't he find Robert Jones off the street to kind of make up for that?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for playing. I appreciate that. So he made up for it.
Gave him a fully guaranteed contract as a rookie, which I respect.
If you don't hit on a draft pick, but you find them in street free agency, doesn't that make
sense? I don't care how you get them. You're right.
So there you go.
Okay.
So there you go. And then you start looking around at the rest of the offense. Gesicki doesn't fit, doesn't mean he's a bad pick. He's a good player. He's a good pick. Waddle was a good pick, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you start to look around, right? So there's other picks that are pretty good. Of course, you're going to take Waddle. He's a number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
I'd rather Chase, but I'll take Waddle.
Okay. Whatever. I get it.
It's the truth.
I get Chase. But that's not the point. The point is Waddle was an excellent pick. Okay. Yes. Just like you conveniently pick on one guy in the secondary when the rest of the secondary has been phenomenal.
One guy.
Yeah, one guy. You picked on Noah.
I used to pick on Brandon Jones till you said he miraculously changed and became better at coverage. I really didn't see that, but hey,
I know you're not. I know it. I get you're not paying attention as much.
Nick Needham
from the corner.
Nick Needham, I'm always proud of Superstar. I'm disappointed that he's hurt and has to do that journey of
we all are
agent coming off an Achilles injury, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to sit here and second guess Chris Grier, it would start with why you didn't do more, knowing that you weren't going to get Byron Jones. It would continue with why didn't you address Mike Gesicki when you knew he didn't fit and the tight end position? It would continue with why didn't you upgrade the linebacker position when you knew it was hot trash? and I'm fine
Well,
with that.
they did upgrade the roster, but you can't upgrade every position because you got to go get Tyreek, you got to go get Connor, you got to go get Armstead.
I would also ask,
space.
why didn't you address or compensate or try to address your safety spot when Clayton Fledglam has been here for like 3 years, hasn't done crap, and nobody can really justify why he's still here. And,
yeah, but that was just a special teams guy. You have your safeties, dude.
Okay.
You have your guys. They got injured.
Do you have your safeties now?
They're injured, Omar.
Okay. And you gotta have guys for backup for what? Injury purposes.
And they have guys that are backups that also got injured, like Eric Rowe, who also got injured and was helping them out in that area. They have backups to their backups now playing.
Okay.
On
and
this team,
who's been here for 3 years, why didn't you upgrade on that?
It's a special teams guy. He's not really a safety.
$2.5 million?
Yeah, he took a pay cut.
I know he took a pay cut, but he was making $2.5 million before you gave him a pay cut. You did a phenomenal job evaluating that, right?
I get that, but that's mostly for special teams. Okay. That's what happens when you have some of the good special teamers that are good tacklers and all that kind of stuff. They do end up making a little money, Omar.
With the Wilson kid at receiver, who's basically a special teamer now.
Yeah. But you know why that, right? That's because he was supposed to be the starter opposite of Waddle.
Everybody off the street is playing ahead of this dude. Don't make those excuses.
Listen.
Everybody off the street. You want some Braylon Edwards? You cater. Everybody can play. You want to get in the game? Everybody can get in the game. But
yes, exactly. But he was relegated to where he's at because of Tyreek Hill became available. They were going to go Cedric and Waddle on the outsides.
He started as a slot receiver. What happened?
Because once you got Tyreek, you had to try to play him.
No. I'm talking about training camp.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why they probably felt better with Trent Sherfield in the training camp, because if you watched it, he was more comfortable. He knows the offense. Cedric has to now learn the offense, so I guess he was behind Sherfield in that sense. And Sherfield has been a terrific find, by the way, overall off the street.
Terrific finds, wonderful finds.
Yeah, but he's your
poor utilization of resources.
Fourth receiver, man. I mean, that's pretty good.
I would love to be my third receiver, especially when he's making like $6 million a year.
Now he's turned into the third.
Okay, your running back position. What happened there before you made a trade?
You make it sound like they have the money to find everything in every position.
Well, they did. But they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
It takes a lot of money to sign the free agents that they did sign. Tyreek.
They had local bucks in the offseason, and then enough money to trade for Tyreek Hill and pay him. Plus, they had cash.
You don't have a lot left over after you pay for Armstead, Tyreek, and Connor Williams and Cedric, which you didn't even count on paying, and 11 million hard cap number for Gesicki, which also kills your flexibility too. It's a lot of things. And if the coach wanted to try Gesicki, then the GM keeps him. What are you going to do? He tried it. It didn't work. They'll move on at the end of the year, and they'll open up the 11 million, and then they'll get their compensatory.
Is this how we
kind of what it is?
Is this how we justify? I wonder. I would love to be in that locker room now and be
Omar, you can't be perfect on every move, but overall, considering all the injuries that they've had, they're doing a really good job. And
when they don't make the playoffs, when they screw up and don't manage to win 2 of the next 3 and don't make the playoffs, what is your excuse? What is your excuse going to be?
Would you like to bet money that they will win 2 of the 3?
I'm asking you, what is your
see, I don't play the hypothetical bullshit because that's what, other shows do. I don't need to play that bullshit. I think they're going to win easily 2 out of the next 3. Okay. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they win all 3. But what are you going to say to play that hypothetical bullshit?
I think they beat the Green Bay.
What are you going to say? You're not impressed? Because you think they're going to lose anyway, right?
I'm not impressed with the defense. I've said that all.
You're not supposed to be impressed with the defense.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
All
of a sudden, you get an offense, so that gives you permission to shit the bed. Okay, that's according to Big O. You get some injuries. They got injuries every year, every single year.
Not like this. Not like this. They have not been ravaged in their secondary.
Ravaged. Emmanuel Ogbah. Nick Needham.
Mhm.
You going to count Byron Jones because he hasn't been here all season?
Well, he's missing.
Has he been on your? Has he been on your roster all season?
That's a problem. Why your defense isn't that good, Omar?
And you should have known it from day one, which is why you should have addressed it in the offseason.
Oh yeah, no, of course, because you can easily replace two corners that you're paying over $20 million.
Replace him. Yeah, they can.
Man.
Yeah, they can.
Okay, they'll replace him with Nick Needham, who got injured, who they'll replace him with Trill Williams, who then got injured, who then they have to now use Division II Cater Kohu, and he's actually done a pretty good job. I mean, they're down to their fourth string corner on the outside.
What are they down to? Okay, they got X, they're down 2, they're down 3, they're down Trill 4.
Yes.
They don't like Noah. So who is after Trill? Cater?
No, and they just lost the last couple of weeks Eric Rowe too.
No, I'm talking about corners. So you lost 3 corners.
Yeah, it's a lot. And by the way, X, not only did you lose 3 corners, X is also a shadow of what he used to be right now because of the
and then Brandon Jones, and then now Eric Rowe. Wasn't Eric Rowe concussion? What was he?
Yes, it's concussion. I think it is.
Okay, so you might get him back. Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right, give me a prediction because I got to go to Poupart. What happens this week against the Packers? You got them losing?
No, I think they'll take care of business. I'm not sure which Packers team will show up. This is not their element. I'm predicting a win, and if they do lose, it will be because the defense struggled.
All right, what do you got going on I Am Athlete?
We're doing new segments now with our FanDuel partner, playing a game called Who's Parlay Play. So betting parlays each week and seeing basically whose parlay has the most success. So at season 4 is going to launch, I believe, the first week of January.
All right, beautiful thing. And by the way, it's a hamstring, I'm told, for Rowe, not the concussion. So that could linger too at the same time.
Hamstring. Yeah, he's done.
Brutal. Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly and catch his work there at I Am Athlete. And go tell him about some of the players in the Dolphins there on Twitter. All right, Omar. We'll see you next week, my brother. Appreciate you.
Tell Poupart I said hello.
You got it. There he goes. Omar Kelly. Call my guy, Sean Williams at essentialmovingexperts.com, 844-368-5750. Long moving services, home moving services, long distance moving services, office relocation, anywhere in the country. Call my man, Sean, 844-368-5750. That is your Dolphins exchange.
You've been listening to the Essential Moving Experts Miami Dolphins Exchange with Omar Kelly. When you're looking for local, home, long moving services, or office relocation, call Essential Moving Experts at 305-602-8369. Flat rates and no surprise charges. EssentialMovingExperts.com. 305-602-8369. Miami Dolphins fans, follow Big O Radio Show on all platforms and keep up with your favorite NFL team.
I don't know what Omar is looking at times. I really don't know. I have no idea what he's looking at, to be quite honest. He's not watching Christian Wilkins, just absolutely. He thinks Christian Wilkins playing 30 snaps. He thinks X is carrying some kind of load. I mean, it is absolutely nuts. All right, let's get to Alan Poupart, baby, in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
Dolphins fans, time to get insight on your favorite team with your favorite reporter with an Expos hat. Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on a Big O Radio Show.
Oh, yeah, there he is. I got to tell you, bro, my brain is scrambled right now after dealing with Omar. No. I mean, he wasn't even...
No comment.
He thought Christian Wilkins was playing 30 snaps and was playing all right and that he wouldn't give him a big contract. I'm like, what? Then he finds out he's playing like 60, 70 snaps and dominating. And it's like, yeah, dude, he's like kicking ass. What's wrong with you? Ah,
I am not gonna pile on against my fellow scribes.
No, he's awesome, and I love Omar. But obviously, that's the beauty of sports. We're going to disagree on stuff. You know what I mean? But like Jesus, come on, man, give Christian Wilkins some love, bro. You know, now him getting snubbed, you know, it's kind of screwed up, isn't it? Right, Poupart, the way this whole thing works. For some guys, not everybody, but for some guys, you get on a year late or you're hanging on a year too much. You know, Drew Brees or Peyton Manning, you'll see them on their final years and aren't very good, but they're at the Pro Bowl, and you're like, yeah, that guy doesn't deserve to be there. But it's Peyton Manning, it's Drew Brees, it's X. You know, and X has been a Pro Bowl player, a Pro Bowl this year. He's not even close to being a Pro Bowl caliber player, but he's there on reputation. Christian Wilkins and Tua might have played at a Pro Bowl level this year. Now, in Tua's case, what are you going to do? Knock the three guys in front? You can't do that, bro. The three guys that are in front deserve to be there, and, you know, whatever. But Christian Wilkins, look at the guy from Philadelphia. Javon, what's his name now?
Hargrave.
Yeah, Hargraves. 10 sacks from the defensive tackle position. And
well, but hold on, Big O. Here's what you need to understand. Christian Wilkins, for Pro Bowl purposes, and actually, I don't even know.
I get that.
He's a defensive end, not a D tackle.
I know.
And here's what I would tell you. Without using the term snubbed, to me, if the biggest gripe I would have with a Dolphin player not getting on the Pro Bowl team, to me, is Christian Wilkins.
For sure.
Now,
for sure.
Tua also was Pro Bowl worthy. Christian Wilkins was Pro Bowl worthy. Jalen Waddle was Pro Bowl worthy.
No doubt. Jalen Waddle definitely over Chase. Definitely.
Well, but you see, to me, I can make an argument for both, and I have no problem with that. And had Waddle gotten in, I would have had no issue with that. Had Tua gotten in over Burrow or Josh Allen, it would have been like, yeah, I can see that. By the same token, like you said, it's not like some stuff. My problem with Christian Wilkins not making it is the three defensive ends who did make it were Max Crosby, no problem there. The guy's a complete stud. Myles Garrett, no problem there. But Trey Hendrickson, who's a good player who has not had necessarily agree. He's got 6 sacks.
Right. The year he had last year was like 18 and a half. So I get it. He's going off a reputation from last year.
Correct. And that to me is like, and Wilkins, even though look at what he's done. I mean, you feel him every single soccer game.
Jesus. Yeah. Christian Wilkins has been, you know, maybe the most outside of Tyreek Hill, and maybe Tua to a certain extent, but I mean, Christian Wilkins has been maybe the most impressive player on the team. The way he's played, he's been so important to this team, man.
Well,
I'm really impressed with
Player of the year on this team.
Huh? How's that?
Defensive player of the year on this team.
Oh yeah, and you know the most impressive thing about Wilkins is he's never taken a step back. Every year he gets better and better and better and better, and that very few players you can say that about, Poupart. Very few guys do that kind of stuff. And he's done it every single year, dude. Impressive as hell.
No question about it. The dude's had a hell of a year.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, I was talking about this. I don't know if you agree with me on this, but since Tua pays attention to all this shit, this is good for him, bro. This is good fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? Because he was already talking, because, again, he pays attention, right? He told all of you guys yesterday, you know, it's nice to see that all the narratives are gone and all that, because he knows, he hears all the stupid narratives, and so he wants to go out and crush all the narratives. Well, dude, now you know that you're going to deal with these 3 monsters. And look, you've been around. Dude, this is the same shit that happened to Zach every year. Every year, and it wasn't because Zach didn't deserve it. It's because Zach happened to be in an era where there were just so many linebackers in the AFC that it was a disservice to any of them to be left off, but you can only put so many. And early on in the years for Zach, it was a problem for him because there were guys in front of him that they deserved it. They were great. And that really reminds me of what Tua's going through, you know, right now. So this is good motivation for him to finish the season strong, to make an impact in the playoffs, and then come back again next year with another great year. And I think that's when you start to turn that tide. And then people can say, all right, yeah, these 3 guys belong, but Tua's had another great year. And is it better than this guy's year? And then that's how he might be able to knock one of those 3 guys off.
Okay, first of all, I don't think making the Pro Bowl, not making the Pro Bowl is what's going to fuel Tua, even though, yeah, I'm with you that he absolutely pays attention and he wants to change the narrative. I think him performing at a Pro Bowl level, I think, has taken care of the major narrative in terms of like a season performance. I think if he wins a playoff game, that will take care of another narrative. I don't know that losing out in the Pro Bowl vote to Burrow, Allen, and Mahomes, I don't think really would fuel him that much. And look, it wouldn't have surprised anybody had he been chosen. To me, it was almost like those four guys. Mahomes maybe a little bit ahead of the other guys, but the other three, put them in a hat, flip a coin, and you could have landed on any combination. And I don't think anybody would have had a major gripe with it.
Yeah. No, and I don't have a gripe with the guys that they picked because all those guys, they definitely deserve it overall. Going over the matchup this week against the Packers, talk to me a little bit about your concerns this week going into this game. What would Alan Poupart's concerns be this week going up against the Packers?
That it's not the Packers of a month ago. That would be my first concern. I tell you, I would have felt a lot better about this game a month ago. The Packers seem to have picked up some momentum, even though they beat two fairly bad teams their last two games, the Bears and the Rams. But they're looking more, to me, like the Packers we know. They got Romeo Doubs back, who kind of made an impact playing opposite Christian Watson, who after like kind of a rough start to his rookie year, he's balling big time. And then this is a team that can hurt you different ways, on offense, because they have two really, really good running backs. And in fact, before I came on, I just looked at the box score from the 2018 game against the Packers. Aaron Rodgers passed for 199 yards that day, but the Packers ran for 195.
Oh yeah.
So the balance on offense that Green Bay has is a bit of a concern. I think I saw somewhere today Green Bay's number 2 in the NFL in pass defense, which I'll admit I was not aware.
I didn't know they were that good either. Wow.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think this has gone from a game. I think we were looking at this a few weeks ago, like no problem. Now I think, I still think the Dolphins logically should come out ahead, but they're going to take some work.
Has Mike McDaniel learned his lesson? Because if he has an opportunity to keep it balanced this week, I hope he learned his lesson from last week. And I know he had his, whatever weak ass explanation for you guys on trying to get ahead of the defense, that he was playing all that BS. Overall, what do you think happens this week? If they can run the ball, does he learn his lesson?
Here's the thing, what I looked up, because I've been wondering about that myself. Raheem Mostert ended up with 17 carries against the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about abandoning the run. His career high for any game is 19. So I'm starting to wonder where, and this is something I've been meaning to ask McDaniel, whether he's on some sort of a pitch count where subconsciously they think his effectiveness is gonna,
or risk injury because he's very injury prone,
or increase the risk of injury. Yeah. And then the question becomes, okay, if you don't want to go with Mostert that much, how much do you trust Salvon Ahmed, who may be forced into the number 2 role again if Jeff Wilson can't play, and we probably won't know that until Sunday morning.
Shit, he played well. He played well this week. This past week, you could have given him more carries this past week, Salvon Ahmed.
But that's the question. Do you trust him with increased workload, or did it work because it was only 3 or 4? Because again, this is a coaching staff by what Wes Welker and Josh Boyer said today about Channing Tindall and Eric Izukama, that if they don't trust you, you're not playing.
Right. Yeah.
So that becomes a question. The other issue, I'd like to think if they have success running the ball, they're going to continue doing it, but I'm going to still maintain the Dolphins are not 8-6 because of the way they've run the ball. They're 8-6 because of their passing game.
For sure. I just think that you'll make Tua a better passer by running the ball. Because if you start to become a threat running the ball, especially that night against Buffalo, you were a threat. And then you start to suck those linebackers in that middle of the field that they like to clutter now. Well, guess what? You can't clutter the middle of the field and stop the run at the same time. So now that gives Tua an advantage. So that's why I say, one, you keep Tua fresher, less hits on him. Two, you keep the offense and the possession, the time of possession, keep your sorry-ass defense off the field. Yeah, and then three, dude, you're actually doing something productive, moving the ball, wasting that clock. To me, it's automatic to do it. And I don't know why they didn't do it this past week when you had them against the ropes the entire night. That one I don't understand.
Yeah.
Weird.
I went back and looked at the play-by-play, and to me, the two egregious calls, and like Mike McDaniel will point out, I'm playing results here, but third and one passes, I just don't like. I mean, I just really don't like. And I wrote a story this week on like examining all their 3rd and 1 tendencies. They've attempted 9 passes on 3rd and 1. They've gotten the first down one time. That's
bad coaching. That's bad coaching. You got to. He said he knows how much they suck on 3rd and short, and that they're number 1 on 3rd and 7. So if you know that, then what the hell are you doing, bro?
Well, this is where you would think they would adjust. One would hope they would adjust,
right,
and stop doing that.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Injury wise, where we stand with some of the guys, Jeff Wilson, Eric Rowe. I know Armstead's going to suck it up and play. He is what he is, and he's done a marvelous job with all those freaking injuries, which is amazing. But what do we know about some of the injured guys?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, my guess is Wilson's going to be game time. I'd probably put him 50-50. I am guessing River Craycraft that didn't practice yesterday or today. I'm going to guess he's going to be out again. And I'm going to guess they're going to move up Braylon Edwards from the practice squad again because there's still no trust in Eric Ezukama. Those are the two. Armstead, like you mentioned, will probably play. Eric Fisher, not that he's starting, but injured a calf in practice yesterday, was not out there today. So, and then the other factor on the offensive line is very possible that the Dolphins might wind up activating Liam Eichenberg on Saturday, at which point I fully would expect the Dolphins to put him back in the starting lineup at left guard because they keep they keep talking about how he was playing his best ball of the season.
I was told the same thing.
Injury. And it's kind of the same narrative they had with Austin Jackson, and lo and behold, when he was ready to come back, they put him back in the starting lineup. So that would be my expectation there. Eric Rowe probably is going to play from what I gather. And then, Elijah Campbell is, I don't even think he's on the injury report anymore. I think he's fine.
Yeah. When he got injured, I was hearing from the building that they were incredibly pissed and the offensive staff because a lot of them were excited about Eichenberg's progress in the last 2 weeks. When I looked at the tape, it doesn't look like it as much, but they do this for a living. They get paid to do this, so they know more than we do. And they felt really good about him, and they were really pissed because they thought he was fine, like the light had gone on for him those last 2 weeks. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but when you look at it, it doesn't look like Robert Jones has been a detriment to this team at all. I thought he's played pretty solid.
No, and from what I see, they're kind of similar in that they're much better as run blockers than they are in pass pro. And I don't see a major difference between the two of them, but they have a bigger investment in Liam Eichenberg, and maybe they probably see a bigger upside in him where, if things pan out, he could become a better player than if things pan out for Robert Jones. I can understand the logic. If you look at those two and you're telling yourself our offense is going to be completely the same with either guy, it totally makes sense to go with Eichenberg. I get that.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, so we got the injuries overall. Any other things that we overlooked on the team that this week might be a concern for you going into it?
No, not really. I reached out to somebody in Green Bay, like kind of figure out their plans for trying to deal with Hill and Waddle. They have a stud cornerback there. Not exactly sure how much they're gonna, have him play man. He's expecting them to play way off the receivers, like most defenses have done. So I think that logically the Dolphins should be able to move the ball. The question is on the other side of the ball, because the Green Bay offense, like as I mentioned, is no joke. You look at the game Monday night. They only won 24-12. There were a couple of sloppy plays, and they kneeled down at the 1 yard line at the end of the game. So it easily could have been 31-12 with points left on the board.
Alan, Bradley Chubb, what's been the talk this week? Why is he on a milk carton?
Well, Josh Boyer was asked specifically that very question, not in those terms, but why is he not made a bigger
Coach
impact?
Boyer, I just picked up this carton of MacArthur, and Bradley's on it. Can you explain? You didn't do it like that? Props and all?
No, it wasn't my question either. It was basically like a progress report on how he's doing, and he said he's done some good things, but and even Chubb himself today spoke to reporters and said he'd be hoping to make a bigger impact. And yeah, he needs to make a bigger impact. The Dolphins, gave a first round pick for him, gave him a hell of a contract, and it's not to be a solid player who's doing some good things. It's to make an impact.
Yeah, and listen, if Daniel chooses to run the ball a little bit more, your defense can stay fresher. If Chubb if he can become a more impactful player, you can help out that depleted secondary of yours. There's a lot of yin and yang that go with all this stuff, and one will wash the hand of the other. And, Chubb not playing up. And here's the thing. It's not like you can say, well, everybody on the line is doing crap, so it's harder for Chubb, and they're double teaming him, and they're chip blocking him, and all that. And I know you watch the film. He's rarely getting double teamed, and even the chip blocks are nothing that that he can't get around and still try to make plays. So it's bro. Wilkins is balling. Sealer is balling. Phillips is playing his ass off. So he's got people playing opposite of him and impactfully. So come on, dude, let's go. I mean, he's actually being complimented so he can perform, is my point.
No, I agree. I just thought of something else. So you mentioned things that I would like to see or concern me heading to the game. And this is something I mentioned to you before, that I like Cater as much as you do. I think he's got a very, very bright future. I have told you he's very handsy.
Yes, he makes mistakes.
Well, but he's very handsy, and it cost him. I think he got flagged twice. Because on the play where he got the DPI against Buffalo on that final drive, we can heckle all we want about whether
you look back, bro. You don't look back. You're going to get that call every single time. He didn't bother to look back.
The point I'm going to make is we can argue whether I've seen worse face guarding that wasn't called, but on that play, he also was flagged for holding. And if you look at the all-22, he's got a hold of the guy's jersey for 5 yards.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you can't do that. Like, go over the jersey. And I would hope like Sam and Pat are like on this guy. You're a very good corner. He can be sticky. He tackles like best cornerback I've seen in terms of tackling ability since Vontae Davis. Stop with the grabbing the jersey.
Fearless, bro. Fearless.
Yep.
He will knock your pecker in your sock, bro. I love that kid, man. But let me tell you something. It might come from Sam Madison, that stuff. If you remember, Sam did that a lot.
Yeah, he did.
Sam tugged a lot, because there's ways of doing it to kind of alter the route, slow the guy down a little bit. Now you've got to be strategic with it, the way you do it, so you can get away with it. And so I just wonder if he's doing it because this has been his nature from what we saw him at training camp. You pointed that out, like from the first week of training camp. I remember you pointing it out from the first week of training camp. So it might be in his nature, or it might be also that, Sam is trying to teach him the ways of the Jedi.
Yeah, but here's a very important point. Very important point. This is what Sam Madison did. This is what the Chargers DBs did. And this is what the Bills DBs did to the Dolphin receivers. They kind of like hinder the progress with their arms. Their arms getting in the way of the receiver's arms, not with their hands grabbing.
Right.
That's what Cater's got to stop doing.
Okay. Yeah. That's not, I'm with you. He's by far not even a finished product. I mean, but he has been a find for them, man. And you know what? The best part about Cater is that it's like he's mentally built for this shit. You know what I mean? It just seems like the moments aren't big enough for him. He's physical as it gets for a corner. He's fearless. I just think that, mentally everything about, even when he screws up, it's not something that he's going to be down on himself or anything like that. Or even when he has success, it doesn't seem like he gets all full of himself. He's very even keel. I just, it's really strange for a young guy to be wired the way he is. That's all I'm saying.
Not only that, for a young guy out of a Division II school.
Yeah. Javon's like that too. Wired like that it's just, dude, like, wow, bro. Like Javon, you're like a 10-year veteran the way you carry yourself, It's like, damn, it's impressive. And Cater is also like maybe not a 10, maybe a 4-year veteran, you know what I mean? But it is impressive. All right, what's the prediction for the Dolphin Nation out there?
Comes out Saturday morning. I did say earlier though that
you feel good. How about that? Do you feel good about the game?
Let's say right now that my confidence level, let's say, is 55-45, whereas a month ago what I told you it had been 80-20.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You think they win all 3 or 2 out of the 3?
That's a great question. I don't know. You're asking me after a 3-game losing streak. Then again, you've been like stupidly streaky.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Actually, you're right about that. No, I hope this is a 6-game winning streak here from here on out. That's what I'm hoping.
There you go. Actually would require 7 games, wouldn't it?
Oh, that doesn't require.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're right, because they're going to be a while.
They're not winning the DFC.
They're not winning the division. Yeah. They're not winning the division unless Buffalo plans on crumbling right now, which I don't think that's going to happen. But looking forward to it. All right, what do you got? What do you got at alldolphins.com, which of course the entire Dolphin Nation all over the world, alldolphins.com. Please bookmark it so you can get the latest on what's going on with the Dolphins, from Sports Illustrated to Alan Poupart. What are you working on there so the Dolphin Nation can check you out, my friend?
Well, I'm done working for the day, but earlier today I did my take on the Pro Bowl voting, some of what we discussed, but in more detail. I also did some things on the Dolphins and their receivers, a couple of different angles on this, including Jalen Waddle on pace to accomplish something that only one other Dolphin player has ever done, which is lead the league in average yards per reception. And if you can tell me who the only one who did it was, I'd be impressed without looking it up.
The receiver to lead with average yards of reception,
lead the NFL.
Warfield.
He did not actually.
No,
maybe I look. He did not.
So
that's a great point. He has a team record, but he did not.
The way you're doing it to me, it's definitely not Duper and Clayton. Correct. Right?
Correct.
So then I got to go Irving Fryer.
Incorrect.
Holy shit. If it's not those 4 guys, Chris Chambers?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow. What a good dude, bro.
He is. He's a good dude.
Damn, what a good dude to cover, man. Yep. One of my favorite Dolphins to cover of all time, because he was just, no matter what, even keel, class guy all the time, man. All the time.
There's a lot more in that story than just
right.
That thing with Waddle. So
okay.
And all then right. I'm about to post an opponent breakdown on the Packers from my colleague up in that neck of the woods. Get the inside scoop on the Packers and how they're doing these days.
All right. Beautiful thing. All right. And follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL after you bookmark alldolphins.com. Alan, as always, appreciate you, my brother. We'll catch up on Monday to talk a little bit about this big victory.
Well, and since I won't talk to you before then, Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas, my friend. Thank you. Appreciate you. There you go. The man with the Montreal hat. We should get him a new Montreal hat for Christmas. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate you. There you go. EJDconstruction.com, Miami Dolphins report.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. For additions, home remodeling, and custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is your custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
Mr. Spock goes, Boyer likes to beat best rushers to drop in coverage, the bend, don't break approach, or death by 1,000 cuts. Yep, because, pass rushing Chubb has worked out so well. The part that you leave out conveniently, like everybody else with the lazy comments, Mr. Spock, is that he's tried everything. He's tried blitzing. He's tried man-on-man. He's tried zone. He's tried all kinds of funky coverages. He just doesn't have the talent, unfortunately. And you can't perform at a high level if X can't perform at a high level. And if Chubb can't, earn his money. If 2 stars, you're paying them to be stars, and they can't be stars on your defense, then how you expect anything special out of this defense? Like I said, they keep you in the game, and that's all that matters. That's all I ever see from them. They keep you in the game. They don't cost you the game. They keep you in the game. The offense is the one that can't finish it off, and they're the ones that deserve the burden. They're the ones that deserve to be, taken to the woodshed when they don't perform like they're supposed to. Oh, by the way, addendum he threw in there, so I did get it right. Poupart just sent it to me. Warfield did not have enough catches in 1971 to qualify for the stats leader. Otherwise, his 25.1 would have been number 1. I knew he had a big per catch, average per catch, and so that's why I went with Warfield right away. But a technicality didn't allow him to have the highest. But I kind of knew that it was him. And then when I was wrong, I was like, man, that really threw me off. Because the way he said it, I knew it wasn't the Marx Brothers. And then I would have figured anyways Warfield. And then Irving Fryer would have been next. And I know that Chambers played well too. Imagine Chambers with an elite quarterback, dude. That would have been good for him. That would have been pretty impressive overall. All right, Dolphins favored by 3.5. Over and under is 50. What else do we have going on? We got the Jags and the Jets tonight. Jets are favored by 2.5. The over and under is 37. By the way, the Bengals are playing the Pats and the Bills and the Bears. Bills favored by 8. They're going to kill the Bears. The Bears, whether they had Justin Fields or not, you're not going to win with Justin Fields. He'll get away with a couple runs, but in the end, he can't throw the ball the way you need yet. So hopefully he'll improve like Jalen Hurts has improved. But with or without Fields, they weren't going to beat the Bills anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the Bengals will definitely beat the Pats. And I think the Jags can win tonight against the Jets. If Trevor Lawrence is playing the way I've watched him play the last couple of weeks, he's really getting comfortable now. And he's got some playmakers also on offense. The Jags can win tonight. It's not going to be easy because I got to give respect to the Jets defense. It pains me to give any kind of respect to the Jets at anything, but their defense brings it, man. Salah has got them playing, and Quinnen Williams is one of the guys that made it in front of Wilkins. It was Quinnen Williams. It was Chris Jones and Jeffrey Simmons. Pretty good players overall at the defensive tackle spot, even though he's considered more of an end, overall because of this defense and he playing in his scheme. I still look at him more as a defensive tackle than anything else, but I get they got him labeled as a defensive end. Heat are off tonight. Friday, they take on the Pacers at 8 o'clock. 16-16, just a mediocre season so far. At least they're in the playoffs. Devils beat the Panthers. They doubled them up 4-2. Now the Panthers are down to 500 at 15-15-4. Bob had 29 saves. They've got the Islanders on the road on Friday. Things get worse and worse and worse for the Panthers. And I don't care if they have Barkov or not. None of that means anything to me at this point because they suck with Barkov and they suck without Barkov. AEW, I think I had a good prediction, huh? Huh? Yeah, baby. You want your wrestling predictions? Right here. Right here were your wrestling predictions. Because my analysis is the best analysis that there is out there in wrestling. Because I don't use any wrestling analysis. That's the key. Edwin Thurston Howe, thank you for the love in the super chat. He says they need to put Chubb in motion behind the line and have him shoot a gap so the offensive line doesn't know what the gap is going through. Problem is, dude, then you open up the sides, and he's got to also, you've got to also hold the edge too. And that complicates things. It's not that simple. They do move him around. They put him on different sides. They line him up more on one side than the other, but they are moving him around. He's trying different things. And maybe Chubb is also not good going up the middle. That, they're afraid he gets chewed up by the, lineman or something. I don't know. It's interesting because, you talk about Chubb, right? And SoCal Derek, who we love, he's one of those guys that picks on that thinks Boyer's the problem, right? And so he's like, he tweeted to me today. He goes, it's all Boyer's fault. He's got him in cover. He's got him holding, the edge. And no, he's not. That's not true. Every end has to kind of hold the point as they're rushing because they've got to be alert of what's coming their way, whether they're rushing the passer or they're running at them, right? So they've got to be prepared either way. But see, here's the funny part, right? When you conveniently say, well, Chubb's not playing well, and it's all on Boyer. So then, like I tweeted him back, so then Wilkins is playing out of his mind. It's all on Boyer. Jalen Phillips is playing well. It's all on Boyer. Sealer's playing well. It's all on Boyer. So maybe when you're not playing well, it's not really on Boyer. It's on the player. So I'm going to blame Raekwon Davis, who doesn't really make that much of a difference like he should. And I'm going to blame Chubb on those players because Boyer shows me that he can develop a corner in Kohu straight out of Division II. But X is injured. That can't be Boyer's fault. And Wilkins is playing the best football that he's ever played. And Jalen Phillips is playing awesome. And Sealer makes plays all the time. You can't conveniently point at Boyer when someone's struggling and then forget to give Boyer credit for all the players that are playing well, including the guy he found, the guy he's developing in Kader Kohu. Luckily for Boyer that he found a corner so we can make up for the fact that Byron Jones didn't show up this year and that X has been injured all year. I love convenient arguments, and then you're not fair both ways. Here's the other one that I'm laughing about, Sean. Are you ready? Are you ready for this one? This is the one that trips me out a lot. People, every time somebody has a performance at the Garden in basketball, it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Last night, Pascal Siakam had 52 points at the Garden. And it was, here's the quote from Fred VanVleet. Are you ready? Special players rise to occasions in the biggest moments. Okay, first of all, who are the Knicks? I must have missed it. Like they're like an elite team or something? Are they winning like championships every year? Are they some kind of contender? Oh, and last time I checked, does the Madison Square Garden Arena play defense? 52 points against a mediocre to average team doesn't mean anything at MSG at all. Is this the playoffs against Patrick Ewing and Mason and Starks or something like, a good Knicks team? That wasn't a championship team, but damn, dude, at least that was a hell of a team that could win 50-something, 60 games, play, pretty good in the playoffs and those kind of things. Okay, you went to the Garden and you beat them. Okay, Paul Siakam, now you did that? Hey, man, hell of a night at the Garden, because obviously that's a hell of a team. That's a hell of a crowd. So there's pressure. You're playing against a playoff caliber team. But who the hell are the Knicks? You get 52 at the Garden nowadays. It's like getting 52 points at Amway Arena in Orlando. Who gives a shit? There's nothing special about getting points in the Garden now. This is where we create this myth, these narratives that are just absolutely stupid and silly. And if this is one of your shining moments, you scored 52 points. That's a shining moment in itself. But please, 52 points in the Garden against nobodies is not special. So, let's stop. This is where we get carried away with some of these myths, with some of these storylines about the Garden. I read that this morning and I was laughing my ass off. Like, I scored 52 points in the Garden. When? Oh, against the Knicks in 2022. Oh, wow, dude, the Knicks suck. They ain't shit. Who cares? It's great you scored 52 points, but what does it mean? And the Raptors are like a 500 team. Or right around 500. I don't know. I got to look it up, but I know they're right there. Special players rise to occasions in the biggest moments. Game 32 of the season. Game 32 is the biggest moments. Does Fred VanVleet know that, the NBA doesn't even take the regular season serious? Why should you? Their players don't even perform every night. They've got to take, 15, 20 games off every year for load management. Listen, when Madison Square Garden grows arms and starts blocking shots and defending players and, arms come out of the hardwood and they start blocking, then okay. Then you can tell me, hey, 52 points in the Garden. That's impressive. While I'm sitting on the club drinking some coffee. 52 points in the Garden facing mediocre talent. Yeah, that's incredibly impressive. I got to tell you. Love that. You see Jenny Buss, who she's publicly going out with now? They've been going out for several years, kind of under the radar, but now they kind of went public. Jay Moore. So I didn't even know he got divorced. Because when I would have Jay Moore on, when I would go to the Super Bowl, we'd have a sponsor that he was a part of and all that stuff. So we would always schedule him. And he was good. He was fun, man. He's a good dude. And I didn't even know he got a divorce because I know he was married when I was talking to him. Because he would trip out that I would have a picture of me and my wife on the laptop. And he was like, "Well, that's nice, but you're telling everybody you're married." That's how it goes, man. When you're married, you're married. But anyway, Ginny Buss and Jay Moore. Now, talk about divorce. I'm kind of predicting there's a couple that's about to go on divorce. I don't know if you guys have seen this on social media. Apparently, one neighbor noticed that there was a car that was parking at another neighbor's house and that somebody was sneaking into the home after one of the residents of the home left for work. So that neighbor apparently saw it happen a few times, that he felt compelled to go to the house and go to the ring door or whatever it is that they use. I hope it's really Sloman's, because, you know, that's the one you really want to use. Sloman's, because they've been taking care of America for over 100 years there. And so you get to that doorbell camera. By the way, we can give you a free doorbell camera when you call 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tell them that Big O sent you. We'll tell you more after. But anyway, so he goes to that doorbell to explain to the owner that the spouse is cheating on him. So let's play the video for you. Let's bring up this gentleman as he goes to approach this neighbor to tell him that, hey, somebody's...
Wi-Fi name is 1744. Your wife is cheating. I don't know how you did not catch on. Your address is 1744, but every day when you leave for work, a Nissan parks 3 houses down, walks up the side of your house, goes in your back door. I'm assuming you don't have cameras back there? Okay, your wife is smart, but she is unfaithful. I'm going to walk this way, but I don't live this way. Hey.
So apparently, you know, he does. Now, question: would you do this, Sean? You probably wouldn't, right? None of your business, right? Yeah, me neither. I wouldn't do it either. Now, if it's if it's your best friend or close friend, yeah, right? Okay, that's where I would do it too. That I would tell my friend, hey man, you know, I don't mean to be a dick, bro, but I'm just telling you, I'm seeing something going on in your home and you got to be careful. So the Good Samaritan or neighbor, whatever you want to call the Good Samaritan or neighbor or nosy neighbor or friend or whatever, he comes back to follow up on the tip he gave to his neighbor, right? And so we've got the follow-up video, which is very interesting, okay? Here's the follow-up video to it. Sean, pull it up. And now the neighbor goes back, I would imagine the next day or 2 days later, and he wanted to explain himself on why he came over to give him the warning. So fire away, Sean.
Hey, I just wanted to apologize for last night. I know I probably shouldn't have broke the news like that, but I had a few drinks.
Are you the guy that changed his Wi-Fi name to 1744 Wife is Cheating?
Yes, I thought I was being clever by using your address. I thought you'd catch on. It was stupid, but no, dude, she is cheating. Every time you go to work, I see this guy walk up the side of your driveway and go into your back door.
Okay, so you got a few things wrong there. The wife is the one that's actually driving and going to work, and the guy is for me. And yes, he does come in my back door.
Oh, wow. All right. Fuck, my bad, dude.
Yeah. I mean, thank you though. Like, I really didn't have the courage, and this is actually life-changing.
Hey, I'm very glad I could help, and I'm also sorry at the same time. All right, have a good one.
All of a sudden, the scene got all uncomfortable for the guy. Oh, man, that was funny. That was absolutely hilarious, I got to say. We call him snitch. Yeah, I don't know, man. Is that a snitch when they're trying to help you? You know? Are you the guy that changed your Wi-Fi to whatever number my wife is cheating or your wife is cheating? Oh, man, that is a funny scene. I got to say, that is a funny scene. I mean, I would not, like, I'm with Sean. Like, if I don't know you, I'm not going to get in your way. There's no way. I would have to be really, like, real friends with you in order for me to do something like that. But you saw hilarious. Oh, man. That is too funny. Absolutely too funny. All right. What else do we have going on? Oh, by the way, none of this matters, but I just wanted to, kind of follow up on it, and it's no big deal. If Miami did have their first round pick, which they don't, thanks to their stupid ass owner, they would be number 23 right now. And the San Francisco pick, which Denver now owns, is at 26. Oh, pretty up there overall, although it still would be nice for Chris Grier to have that first round pick. That would be really, really good. Mr. Bonafide says the D-line and secondary are solid, but the linebacking core has continued to lack over the entire time this scheme has been in place. Flores couldn't find them either, so this has been a constant issue. Yeah, they've got to fix the linebackers. Yeah, you can't fix everything. This year, I'm sure you're going to focus on trying to get another linebacker. Maybe Tyndall also will make, that step forward in the offseason. This happens a lot with young guys. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love in the super chat asking about Tyndall. He's obviously mentally behind. And if you're not getting it right in the classroom and in practice, they can't trust you out on the field to make the right decisions. By the way, it's normal. There are guys that catch on quickly, and there are guys that take a little time to kind of get it going. So Tyndall might be one of those guys that might take him a little bit to kind of figure things out. True FinFan says, I could never do that. I mind my business. I would too, except if it was somebody that I know really well. And I would feel compelled because it's like, oh, didn't you see it happen or what? And I don't want to be like, yeah, I just didn't want to tell you or whatever. I don't want to do that. If I know you, if you're a good person, a good friend of mine, yeah, I'm going to tell you, unfortunately. It'll suck, but yeah. So there you go. Yep, you said that about Noah, Big O. Yeah, I did say that about Noah. And it happens, bro. The light doesn't go on. That's how it goes. That's it. Light went on for Trill and for Needham and for Minka and for Holland and for X and for Kohu, but not for this guy. So you made a lot of great decisions. That one was not a good one, but I get it. It's the laziness of picking like what Omar did. And that's why it's like, oh, I know, monogamy, but then you don't talk about all the other positives in the secondary, And then it's just a matter of, then he follows up with the O-line, and then it's just, you're trying to find something negative, right? And I get it. Eichenberg and Jackson haven't played well, but then you don't mention anything that Robert Jones has been serviceable. It's actually done a really good job filling in. You don't mention that Brandon Shell was found in free agency and has done a marvelous job at right tackle. You can't have it both ways. Just like my man SoCal Derek. You can't say, oh, well, it's all on Boyer that Chubb doesn't play well. Well, then, okay, then it's all on Boyer that Wilkins plays well and that Phillips is getting better and that Sealer plays well, right? And right? I mean, that's how we're going to play the game, right? Whatever. Let's see. I mean, he's not much better, but even Noah has gotten better from where... Nah, Noah hasn't done anything. Noah hasn't done shit. He has not improved at all. That I'm not. Just because he might make a play every once in a while, I'm consistent as hell about this. Do you know why he makes a play every once in a while? What do I say about athletic quarterbacks that aren't necessarily passers. They'll make plays because they're athletes. And that's why Noah makes a play every once in a while, because he's a superb athlete. He can run like the wind, he can jump, all that, but he doesn't know how to put it all together. Lamar Jackson can run, can do all that stuff, but he can't put it all together in the pocket. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. He can't pass from the pocket on a consistent basis. Now, will he occasionally drop dimes from the pocket? Hell yeah. He's an athlete. You know, that's just the way it is. So Noah has never improved. It's just he flashes every once in a while because he's a great athlete. Ryan Tannehill never can beat you from the pocket. And by the way, kudos to Ryan Tannehill this weekend. Not that he will ever become a franchise quarterback. That has nothing to do with it. That young man, that sumbitch, got injured and went back and played the rest of that game injured. And now he's done for the year. He's got, what is it? I think it might be a knee injury. And he's done for the year, or maybe an ankle injury or something. Huh? It is ankle, right? And I got to tell you, that tough sumbitch, and he is tough. That I learned that here. He took a beating here. If there's one thing I always give Ryan Tannehill credit and respect, tough kid, man. Tough dude. And he props to him. But he has the same thing. He can't consistently beat you from the pocket, but he'll wow you with some throws sometimes because he's an athlete. You have to decipher that stuff and understand that. You know, some guys are drafted because they're great athletes. Doesn't make them great football players. That takes another level of you to be able to refine your skills to become that great football player. And Noah Igbenogany does not know how to refine his skills to become a great corner or a good corner or a serviceable corner. He can't even become that. So it's done already. That's it. He's had more than enough time. This is year 4 for Noah Igbenogany, bro. It's done. That's it. You can't waste any more time with that guy. You know, you have him under contract, so you could bring him back next year for the training camp and all that and cut him at the end of training camp if he doesn't, like, somehow the light goes on. But next year you got Needham coming back, Trill Williams coming back, Kohu coming back, and I'm sure you're going to either draft or find somebody in free agency. Young, I'm saying. You have to plan because you're getting rid of Byron this year, and then in 24 you'll get rid of X. Yeah. So there you go. What else do we have here? Greer can't get elite players in the draft. What is X? What is Javon Holland? What is Waddle? Well, Christian Wilkins is playing like an elite player. You know what? Barranca, is it Barranca? Yeah, I should block you for just stupidity. Just for stupidity, I should block you. Okay? That's all. Just plain stupidity, I should block you. Oh, by the way, Minka also. Not just Javon Holland. He drafted 2 great safeties. 2 of the best young safeties in the league. 2 of the best safeties in the league, and they just happen to be young. But no, he can't draft them. Say something else. You're on double secret probation right now, Barranca. So enjoy your freedom while you can. I'm not advocating for Noah to be extended. I'm saying Boyer can get something out of any DB that's receptive to his coaching. He can, but we got to give up on Noah. It's over already. That's it. If Noah turns into it at this point, it's a miracle and whatever, you know? But outside of that, yeah, no. All right, we are out of here. We thank Marcel Louis Jacques. We thank Omar Kelly. We thank Alan Poupart, of course. We thank the Brunetti family, as always, great supporters of our platform, and we appreciate it. And come on out here, man. We got the loosest slots in all of Florida. That is the law. It's all there. It's documented. Okay, loosest slots in Florida, right here in the first floor. Got about 900 machines. They've got the smoking hot slots outside. So if you're a smoker and you want a place where you can go, because this is a smoke-free casino, but they do have outside an area that's got all kinds of ventilation, all that if you want to enjoy your cigar, your cigarette while you're playing, you can do that. But they got like 900 machines downstairs. Up here in the poker room, you can watch all the sporting events. By the way, we've got the Champions Club out there where you can make a wager on any of the tracks around the country. So come on out here to Hialeah Park on Fridays. They've got DJs out there. They've got music. It's a great time to bring that lovely lady of yours, that special someone. And by the way, the architecture here hasn't changed. It is timeless. It is amazing. This is the kind of building that they don't build anymore. And just take a walk around if you ever get a chance and look at the different pictures all over the place. I mean, there's a picture of Winston Churchill here at Hialeah Park. Okay, that's the history that's behind this park. All right, that's amazing. And we got restaurants downstairs. You can eat. So there's lots of things to do to come on out here and enjoy yourselves in a smoke-free environment. So I know some of you like to play, your blackjack, but you don't want people smoking all over the place because it bothers you. It will not happen here at Hialeah Park. So smoke-free environment, enjoy it. We thank Frank Fiore and, of course, Steve Calabro, the general manager out here at Hialeah Park Casino. We will see you tomorrow morning. We'll be in studio. 10 a.m., baby. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a great one.